The Book of Meqabyan I. This are the thing Meqabyan spoke on the Moabans and Midian's kingdoms. 1. There were one man whose name are called Sidon, and who loved sin tilde him would boast in him horses abundance and him troops firmness beneath him authority. Him had many priests who serve him idols whom him worship and to whom him bow and sacrifice by night and by daylight. But in him heart dullness it would seem to him that them give him firmness and power. And in him heart it would seem to him that them give him authority and all him rule. And again in formation time it would seem to him that them give him all the desired authority also. And him would sacrifice to them day and night. Him appointed priests who serve him idols. While them ate from that defiled sacrifice, them would tell him pretending that the idols eat night and day. Again them would make other persons diligent like unto them, that them might sacrifice and eat. And again them would make other persons diligent that them might sacrifice, and sacrifice like unto them. But him would trust in him idols that don't profit nor benefit. By him timeframe bind small, and in him heart dullness, it would seem to him that them created him, that them feed him and that them crown him tilde it would seem to him that them created him. To Satan have deafened him reasoning lest him know him creator who created him bringing from not living toward living, or lest him with him kindreds know him creator who created him bringing from not living toward living, that them might go toward Chanum of fire forever, it bind judged on them with him who call them gods without them bind gods. As them aren't never well whenever, it are due that him might call them dead ones. As Satan authority that mislead them will lodge in that idol image, and as him will tell them reason in accord, and as him will reveal to them like unto them loved, him will judge on the idols wherein them believed and wherein Adam children trust, whose reasoning were like unto ashes. And them will marvel on the time them sight up that him fulfilled what them thought to them, and them will do him accord to him reaching up till them sacrifice them daughter children and them male children birthed from them nature, up till them spill them daughter children and male children blood that were clean. Them didn't sadden them, to Satan have savored him sacrifice to them to fulfill them evil accord, that him might lower them toward Chanum like unto him, where there are no exits up till eternity, where him will receive tribulation. But that Sidon were arrogant tilde him had 50 idols worked in male's pattern and 20 worked in daughter's pattern. And him would boast in those idols that have no benefit tilde him would totally glorify them while him sacrificed sacrifice morning and evening. And him would command persons that them might sacrifice to the idols, and him would eat from that defiled sacrifice, and him would command other persons that them might eat from the sacrifice tilde him would especially provoke to evil. Him had 5 houses worked to him beaten worked idols that were iron and brass and lead. And him ornamented them in silver and gold tilde him veiled curtains around the houses to them and planted a tent to them. Him appointed keepers to them there tilde him would continually sacrifice 40 to him idols, 10 fattened oxen, 10 sterile cows, 10 fattened sheep ewes, 10 barren goats, with birds that have wings. But it would seem to him that him idols ate tilde him would present to them 50 fecund of grapes and 50 dishes of wheat kneaded with oil. And him told him priests, take and give them tilde make me creators eat what me slaughtered to them, and make them drink the grape me presented to them tilde as to if it aren't enough to them, me will add to them. And him would command all that them might eat and drink from that defiled sacrifice. But in him evil malice him would send him troops who visit in all the kingdom, that as it were there were one who neither sacrifice nor bow, them might separate and know and bring him, and might punish him by fire and by sword before him, that them might plunder him money and might burn him house and fire, that them might destroy all him money him had on him. To them are kind and great ones, and to them have created we in them charity, and me will show punishment and tribulation to him unless him worshipped me creators and sacrificed sacrifice to me creators. And me will show him punishment and tribulation, to them have created earth and heaven and the sea that were wide and moon and sun and stars and rains and winds and all that live in this world to be food and to be satiety to why. But persons who worship them shall be punished in firm tribulation, and them won't be nice to them. 2. There were one man birthed from the tribe of Binyam whose name are called Meqabies. Him had 3 children who were handsome and totally warriors tilde them had been loved alongside all persons in that Midian and Medan country that Sirut Sadon rule. And like unto the king commanded them on the time him found them, don't you bow to Sirut Sadon creators? How about don't you sacrifice? But if you refuse, we will seize and take you toward the king, and we will destroy all your money like unto the king commanded. These youths who were handsome replied to him saying, As to him to whom I bow, there are I Father Creator who created earth and heaven and what are within she, and the sea, moon and sun and clouds and stars, him are the true Creator whom I worship and in whom I believe. And these the king youths are 4, and them servants who carry shield and spear are 100. And on the time them loved that them might seize these Ola ones, them escaped from them hands, and there are none who touched them tilde as those youths are totally warriors in power, them went seasoned shields and them spears. And there were from them one who strangle and kill panther, and at that time him would strangle it like unto a chicken. And there were one from them who kill a lion with one rock or striken at one time with a stick. And there were one from them who kill 100 persons, striken in formation time with one sword, and them name and them hunt were thus tilde were called in all Babylon and Moab countries. And them were warriors in power, and them had a thing bine loved and attractiveness. And again them features attractiveness were wondrous, however because them worship Jah and because them didn't fear death, it are them reason and attractiveness that surpass all. And on the time them frightened the troops, there are none who could able to seize them, but them who were warriors escaped proceeding toward a lofty mountain. And those troops returned toward the city and shut the fortress gate tilde them terrorized the people saying, Unless you brought those warriors the Meqabians, we will burn your city in fire, and we will send toward the king and destroy your country. And at that time the country persons, rich and poor ones and daughters and males, a child whose father and mother dead on him and old daughters, everyone proceeded and shouted together, and them straightened them next toward the mountain and shouted toward them saying, Don't destroy I, and don't destroy a country on us. At that time them wept together, and them feared, arisen from Jah. Returning them faces eastward and stretching forth them hands them begged toward Jah together, Lord, should I refuse these men who demolished thy command and thy law? Yet him believed in silver and gold and in the stone and would that a person hands worked, but I don't love that I might hear that criminal word, who didn't believe thy law them said. When thou art the Creator who save and who kill, him make him ras self like unto them created him also tilde as to him are who spill a person blood and who eat a person flesh. But I don't love that I might sight up that criminal face nor hear him word them said. However if thou commanded I will go toward him tilde because I believe in thee I will pass and give I bodies to death, and on the time him said sacrifice to me creators, I won't hear that criminal word. But I believed thee Lord who examine kidneys and reasonings, I Father's Creator, Abraham and Yitzhak and Jacob who did thy accord and lived firmed up in thy law. Thou examine a person reasoning and help the sinner and the righteous one, and there be none hidden from thee and him who took refuge are revealed alongside thee But I have no other Creator apart from thee that I might give I bodies to death because thy glorified name, however be power and firmness and a shelter to I in this work that I are ruled to thee And on the time Israel entered toward Jib's country thou heard Jacob plea, and now glorified God, I beg thee And on the time the 2 men whose features were quite handsome were sight up to them standing before them, on the time fire swords that frighten like unto lightning lit and cut them necks and killed them, at that time them arose bine well like unto formerly. Them features attractiveness became totally handsome and them shone more than sun, and them became more handsome than formerly. 3. Like unto you sight up before you these the most Jah slaves, Abiah, Selah, Phentos who dead and arose, you have that you might arise likewise after you dead, and your faces shall shine like unto the sun in the kingdom of heaven. And them went with those men and received martyrdom there. At that time them begged, them praised, and them bowed to Jah till the death didn't frighten them and the king punishment didn't frighten them. And them went toward those youths and became like unto a sheep that have no evil, yet them didn't frighten them, and on the time them arrived toward them seized and beat them and bound and whipped them, and them delivered them toward the king and stood them before him. And the king answered to them saying, How won't you stubborn ones sacrifice and bow to me creators? Those brethren who were cleansed from sin, who were honored and chosen and feeling good, and who shine like unto a jewel whose value were wondrous, Selah and Abiah and Phinehas answered to him in one word. Them told that king who were a plague, As to I won't bow nor sacrifice to defiled idols that have no knowledge nor reasoning. And again them told him, I won't bow to idols that were silver and gold that a person hand worked, that were stone and wood, that have no reasoning nor soul nor knowledge, that don't benefit them friends nor harm them enemies. And the king answered to them saying, Why do you do thus, and as them know who insult them and who wrong them, why do you insult the glorified creators? Them answered to him saying, As them are like unto a trifle alongside as to I will insult them and won't glorify them. And the king answered to them saying, Me will punish you like unto your work evil measure till the me will destroy your features attractiveness with whipping and firm tribulation and fire. And now tell me whether you will give or won't give sacrifice to me creators, as to if this didn't happen, me will punish you by sword and by whipping. Them answered to him saying, As to I won't sacrifice nor bow to defiled idols, and the king commanded them that them might beat them with a fat stick, and again that them might whip them with a whip, and after it, that them might splinter them up till them inner organs were sight up. And after this them bound and made them while in jail house up till him counsel by money that punish and kill them. Without niceness them took and bound them a firm imprisonment in prison house, and them sat in prison house 3 nights and 3 daylights. And after this 3rd day the king commanded that a proclamation speaker might turn and that counselors and nobles, country elders and officials, might be gathered. And on the time the king Sadon sat in square, him commanded that them might bring those honored ones, Selah and Abiah and Phinehas till them stood before him bind wounded and bound. And the king told them, When you sat these 3 days, are there really the returning that you returned, or are you in your former evil? And those honored soldiers answered to him saying, As to that I were cruel, I won't agree that I might worship the idols filled of sin and evil that thou check up. And that criminal vexed and commanded that them might stand them up in lofty place and might renew them wounds till to them blood flowed on earth. And again him commanded that them might burn them with a torch lamp and might char them flesh, and him servants did like unto him commanded them, and those honored men told him, Thou who forgot Jah law, speak I reward shall abound in the measure whereby thou multiply a punishment. And again him commanded that them might bring and send on them bears and tigers and lions that were evil beasts before them eat them food that them might totally eat them flesh with them bones. And him commanded persons who keep the beasts that them might send the beasts on them, and them did like unto him commanded them, and them bound those honored martyrs' feet, and again them maliciously beat and bound them with 10 stakes. And those beasts were flung over them while them roared, and on the time them arrived toward the martyrs them hailed and bowed to them. Them returned toward them keepers while them roared, and them frightened them keepers till them took them toward the square up till them delivered them toward before the king. And them killed 75 men from the criminals' army there. Many persons panicked, the one anguishing on the one in fear, up till the king quit him throne and fled, and them seized the beasts with difficulty and took them toward them lodging. Selah and Abiah and Phinehas 2 brethren came and released them from the imprisonment them bound them and told them, Come make I flee lest these skeptics and criminals find me. And those martyrs answered them brethren saying, It aren't procedure that I might flee after I set up to testimony tilde as it were you had feared, go fleeing. And those them little brethren said, I will stand with you before the king, and if you dead I will dead with you. And after this the king were on him lordship hall balcony and sight up that these honored men were released and that all the 5 brethren stood together tilde those chiefs who work and punish troops questioned that them were brethren and told the king, and the king vexed and shouted like unto a wilderness boar. And up till the king counseled by money that punish all the 5 brethren, Him commanded that them might seize and add them in prison house tilde them place them in prison house binden in firm imprisonment without niceness with a hollow stalk. And the king Sadon said, These youths who wearied me tilde what should these men reason and firm up? And them work evil are like unto them power firmness tilde if me say, them will return, them will make them reason in evil. And me will bring the hardship on them like unto them work evil measure, and me will burn them flesh in fire that it might be charred ash, and on them me will scatter them flesh ash like unto dust on mountains. And after him spoke this him waited 3 days and commanded that them might bring those honored men, and on the time those honored men approached him commanded that them might burn a fire within the great pit oven, and that them might add within it a malice work that flame the fire and whereby them boil a yat, the fat and soap berries, sea foam and resin and the sulfur. And on the time fire flamed in the pit the messengers went toward the king when them said, We did what thou commanded we, send the men who will be added. And him commanded that them might receive and cast them in the fire pit, and the youths did like unto the king commanded them, and on the time those honored men entered toward the fire them gave them souls to Jah. And when the persons who cast them sight up, angels received and took them souls toward the garden where Yitzhak and Abraham and Jacob are, where feeling good joy are found. 4. And on the time that criminals sight up that them dead, him commanded that them might burn them flesh in fire up till it are ash and that them might scatter them in wind, but the fire couldn't able to burn the corpse hair from them corpses side, and them sent them forth from the pit. And again them flamed fire over them beginning from morning up till evening tilde it didn't burn them tilde them said, And now come make we cast them corpses seaward. And them did like unto the king commanded them tilde them cast them on the sea tilde even if them cast them seaward adding great stones and iron hearthstones and a millstone whereby a donkey grind by turnin, there are no sinking that the sea sank them tilde as Jah's spirit of support have lodged in them floated on the sea yet them didn't sink tilde it failed him to destroy them by all the malice that were provoked on them. As this them death have made weary more than them life, make me cast them corpses to beasts that them might eat them, yet what will me do? Him said. And the youths did like unto him commanded them till the vultures and beasts didn't touch them corpses till the birds and vultures veiled them with them wings from burning in sun and the 5 martyrs' corpses sat 14 days. And on the time them sight them up, them bodies shone up like unto sun, and angels encircled them corpses like unto light encircle the tent. Him counseled counsel tilde him lacked what him do, and after this him dug a grave and buried the 5 martyrs' corpses. And when that king who forgot Jah law had reclined on a bed at night the 5 martyrs were sight up to him standing before him at night vexon and seasoned swords. As it have seemed to him that them entered toward him house at night in crime, on the time him awoke from him slumber him feared and loved that him might flee from the bedchamber toward the hall, and as it have seemed to him that them kill him seamen that them committed crime on him feared and him knees trembled. Because this thing him said, Me lords, what do you love? As to me, what should me do to you? Them answered to him saying, Aren't I whom thou killed burning in fire and I whom thou commanded that them might cast on the sea? As Jah have kept thy bodies because I believed in him, it failed thee to destroy I tilde as a person who believed in him won't perish, make glory and praise due to Jah, and I also who believed in him didn't shame in the tribulation. As me didn't know that a punishment like unto this will find me, what reward should me give you because the stead wherefore me did a evil thing on you? And now separate to me the reward me give you, lest you take me body in death and lest you lower me body toward Sheol when me are in life. As me have wronged you, forgive me sin, because it were your father Jah law niceness him told them. And those honored martyrs answered to him saying, Because the stead wherefore thou did a evil thing on I, as to I won't pay thee a evil thing tilde as Jah or who bring hardship on a soul, as to him who will pay thee hardship, there are Jah. However I were sight up to thee bind revealed that I were well to thy time frame bind small and because thy reason and deafness tilde as to it seemed to thee that thou killed thou prepared welfare to me. But thy idols priests and thou will descend toward Chanam where are no exits forever. Woe to thy idols to whom thou bow having quit Bowen to Jah who created you when you were scorned like unto spit, and to you who worship them, and you don't know Jah who created you bringing from not living toward living tilde aren't you who are sight up today like unto smoke and tomorrow who perish? And the king answered to them saying, What will you command me that me might do to you all that you loved? It are to save thy ras self lest thou enter toward the channel of fire, yet it aren't to save thy ras selves who teach thee. To your idols are silver and gold, stone and wood, that have no reason and nor soul knowledge, that a person hand worked. But them don't kill tilde them don't save tilde them don't benefit them friend tilde them don't harm them enemy tilde them don't downbase tilde them don't honor tilde them don't make wealthy tilde them don't impoverish tilde them mislead you by demons authority, who don't love that the one from persons might be saved, yet them don't uproot nor plant. Them especially don't love that the persons like unto you might be saved from death, you dull-hearted ones to whom them seem that them created you, when you are who worked them. As Satan's and demons' authority have lodged in them, them shall return a thing to you like unto you loved, that it might drown you within the sea of Chanam. But thou, quit this thy error and make this also be thy reward because I dead stead, that I might benefit thy soul's worship and thy Creator Jah them told him. But him were alarmed and would totally astony, and as all five have been sight up to him drawing them swords, him feared, and because this thing him bode to them. Hence me knew that after dead ones who were dusted at them will really arise tilde as to me, only a little had remained to me to dead. After this them were hidden from before that king face tilde from that day onward that Sirut who are totally arrogant quit burning them corpses. As them have misled them many eras, him would be feeling good in him idols and him reason in error, and him misled many persons like unto him up till them quit following and worship Jah who created them. Yet it aren't only him who erred. And them would sacrifice them daughter children and them male children to demons, yet them work a seducing and disturbance that are them reason in accord, that them father Satan taught them that him might make the seducing and disturbance that Jah don't love. Them marry them mothers, and them abuse them aunts and them sistren tilde them abuse them bodies while them worked all that resemble this filthy work tilde as Satan have firmed up those crooked persons reasoning, them said, we won't return. But that Sirut who don't know him Creator, were totally arrogant, and him would boast in him idols. If them say, how will Jah give the kingdom to the persons who don't know him in law and in worship? Them will totally return toward him in repentance tilde as him test them thus, it are because this. But if them totally return in repentance him would love them, and him would keep them kingdom. But if them refuse a fire will punish them in fire of Chanam forever. But it would be due a king to fear him Creator Jah like unto him lordship fame, and it would be due a judge to be ruled to him Creator while him judged goodly judgment like unto him rule fame. And it would be due elders and chiefs and envoys and petty kings to be commanded to them Creator like unto them lordship abundance measure. As him are heaven and earth Lord who created all the creation, because there are no other Creator in heaven nor earth who impoverish and make rich, him are who honor and downbase. 5. The one warrior from the 60 warriors were proud Jah made him body beginning from him foot up till him head to swell with 1 spoon of sulfur tilde him dead in 1 plague. And again Kiram who built a iron bed were proud arising from him powerfulness abundance, and Jah hid him in death. And again Nebuchadnezzar were proud saying, there are no other king without me, and me are Creator who make the sun rise in this world, and him said thus arisen from him arrogance abundance. And Jah separated from persons and sent him toward a wilderness 7 years, and him made him fortune with heaven birds and wilderness beasts up till him knew that Jah were who created him. And on the time him knew him in worship, him again returned him toward him kingdom tilde who are it who weren't of earth, bind boldly proud on Jah who created him? How about who are it demolished him law and him order in whom earth didn't swallow? And thou Sirut love that thou might be proud on thy Creator, and again thou have that him might destroy thee like unto them, and might lower thee toward a grave arisen from thy arrogance. And again after them entered toward Sheol where are tooth grinding and mourning, that were darkness fulfillment, thou have that him might lower thee toward the deep pit Chanam where are no exits forever. As to thou, Thou art a man who will dead and be demolished tomorrow, like unto arrogant kings who were like unto thee, who quit this world livin'. As to I say, thou art demolished ruins, but thou art Jah, to Jah or who created earth and heaven and thee. Him downbase arrogant ones, him honor them who were downbased, him give firmness to persons who wearied. Him kill well ones, him raise up the persons who were earth, who dead buried in grave. And him send slaves forth free in life from sin rulership. O King Sirut-Sadon, why do thou boast in thy defiled idols who have no benefit? But Jah created earth and heaven and great seas, him created moon and sun, and him prepared eras. Man graze toward him field, and him while when him plow up till at dusk, and heaven stars live firmed up by him word. And him call all in heaven tilde there are nothing done without Jah knowing it. Him commanded heaven angels that them might serve him and might praise him glorified name, and angels are sent toward all persons who inherit life. Ruphael who were a servant were sent toward Thabit, and him saved Thabia from death in Ragil country. Olam Mikael were sent toward Jaidy one that him might draw him attention by money that him destroy alifly persons, and him were sent toward the prophet Musi on the time him made Israel cross Eritrea sea. As only Jah have said him led them, there were no different idol with them. And him sent them forth toward crops on earth. And him fed them him plantation grain tilde as him have totally loved them, him cherished them feed in the honey that firmed up like unto a rock. And that thou might totally keep him kindreds by what are due, and that thou might do Jah accord who created thee, him crowned thee given authority on the four kingdoms. To him have crowned thee maken loftier than all, and thy Creator totally crowned thee that thou might love Jah. And it are procedure that thou might love thy Creator Jah like unto him loved thee, like unto him trusted thee on all the people, and thou, do Jah accord that thy era might abound in this world and that him might live with thee in support. And do Jah accord that him might stand to thee by a guardian on thy enemies, and that him might seat thee on thy throne, and that him might hide thee in him wing of support. As to if thou don't know, Jah chose and crowned thee on Israel like unto him chose self on Israel children when him kept him father donkeys, and him crowned him on him kindreds Israel, and him sat with Israel on him throne. And him gave him a lofty fortune separatin from him kindreds Jah crowned thee on him kindreds tilde as to henceforth onward, keep him kindreds. As Jah have appointed thee over them that thou might kill and might save, keep them an evil thing. Them who work a goodly thing and them who work a evil thing on a goodly thing him told him. And as Jah have appointed thee on all that thou might do him accord be it while thou whipped or while thou saved, pay them evil work, them who work goodly work and them who work goodly work and evil work. To thou are a slave of Jah who rule all in heaven, and thou, do Jah accord that him might do thy accord to thee in all thou thought and in all thou begged while thou wheeled before him. There are none who rule him, but him rule all. There are none who appoint him, but him appoint all. There are none who dismiss him, but him dismiss all. There are none who reproach him, but him reproach all. There are none who make him diligent, but him make all diligent tilde as heaven and earth rulership are to him. There are none who escape from him authority all are revealed alongside him, yet there are none hidden from him face. Him sight up all. But there are none who sight him up him hear the person prayer who pray toward him saying save I, to him have created man in him pattern, and him accept him plea. As him are a king who live up till the eternity, him feed all from him unchanging nature. 6. As him crowned to true the kings who do him accord, the kings wrote a straight thing because him. As them have done Jah accord, him shall shine up in light that aren't examined Yitzhak and Abraham and Jacob, Solomon and Doit and Hezekiah's lodgings in the garden where are all beautiful kings whose lodging were light. Heaven hall are what totally shone, yet earth halls aren't like unto heaven hall tilde at floor, whose features are silver and gold and jewel features, are clean. And it features that totally shine are unexamined by a person reason in heaven hall are what shine like unto jewels. Like unto Jah knew, who were a nature knower, the heaven hall that him created are what a person reason and don't examine and what shine in total light tilde at floor, that were worked in silver and gold, in jewels, in white silk and in blue silk, are clean. It are quite totally beautiful like unto this. Righteous ones who firmed up in religion and virtue are who shall inherit it in charity and to pardon. And there are welfare water that flow from it, and it totally shine like unto sun, and there are a light tent within it, and it are encircled by grace perfume. A garden fruit that were beautiful and ill-loved, whose features and taste were different, are around the house, and there are a oil and great place there, and it are totally beautiful, and it fruit fragrance are sweet. When a fleshly bloodly person enter toward it, him soul would have separated from him flesh from the feeling good joy abundance that are in it arisen from it fragrance flavor. Beautiful kings who did accord shall be feeling good there till them honor and them place are known in the kingdom of heaven that live firmed up forever, where welfare are found. Him showed that them lordship on earth were famed and honored, and that them lordship in heaven were famed and honored, them shall be honored and lofty in heaven like unto them honor them and bow to them in this world if them work goodly work in this world them shall be feeling good. But kings who were evil in them rule and them kingdoms that Jah gave them don't judge to true by what are due as them have ignored the destitute and poor one's cries, them don't judge truth and save the refugee and the wronged child whose father and mother dead on him. Them don't save destitute and poor ones from the wealthy hand that rob them them don't divide and give from them food and sata them who hungered, and them don't divide and give from them drink and give to drink the persons who thirsted, and them didn't return them ears toward the poor one cry. And him shall take them toward Chanum that were a dark Indian on the time that lofty day arrived on them when Jah shall come, and on the time him wrath were done on them like unto Doit spoke in him praises Lord, don't chastise I in thy judgment and don't admonish I in thy chastisement, them problems and them down basement shall abound like unto them fame abundance measure. When nobles and kings are who rule this world and this world, there are persons who didn't keep thy law. But Jah who rule all are there in heaven all persons' souls and all persons' welfare have been seized by him authority him are who give honor to persons who glorify him, to him totally rule all, and him love the persons who love him. As him are earth and heaven Lord, him examine and know what kidneys transported and what a reason and thought, and to a person who begged toward him with a pure reasonin, him shall give him plea reward. Him shall destroy powerful one's arrogance, who work evil work on the child whose mother and father dead on him, and on old daughters. It aren't by thy power that thou seized this kingdom it aren't by thy being able that thou sat on this throne him loved to test thee thus that it be possible to thee to rule like unto Saul who ruled him kindreds in that season, and him seated thee on a kingdom throne. Yet it aren't by thy power that thou seized this kingdom it are when him test thee like unto Saul who ignored the prophet Samuel word and Jah word and didn't serve him army nor Amalek king, yet it aren't by thy being able that thou seized this kingdom. And Jah told the prophet Samuel, Go, and as them have saddened I by demolishing law and worship in the idols and bowing to the idol and by them mosques and by all them hated works without benefit, tell Saul, Go toward Amalek country and destroy them hosts and all the kings beginning from persons up till livestock. On them who saddened Jah, because this thing him sent Saul that him might destroy them. But him saved them king from death, and him saved many livestock and beauties and daughters and handsome youths from death as him have scorned I thing and as him didn't hear I command, because this thing, Jah told the prophet Samuel, Go and divide him kingdom. Because him stead, anoint Izzy child Doit that him might reign on Israel. But on him adjourn a demon who will strangle and cast him. As him have refused if I man gave him a kingdom that him might do I accord, on the time him refused I to do I accord I man dismissed him from him kingdom that are due him, but thou, go and tell him saying, Will thou thus ignore Jah who crowned thee on him kindreds Israel, who seated thee on him lordship throne? But thou, tell him, thou didn't know Jah who gave around this much honor and famousness him told him. And the prophet Samuel went toward the king Saul and entered toward him sitting at a dinner table, and when Amalek king Agag had sat on him left. Why did thou totally ignore Jah who commanded thee that thou might destroy the livestock and persons? Him told him. And at that time the king feared and arose from him throne until and Samuel returned to why him seized him clothes, and Samuel refused to return. Samuel clothes were torn. And Samuel told Saul, Jah divided thy kingdom. And again Saul told Samuel before the people, Honor me and atone me sin to me before Jah that him might forgive me and as him have feared Jah word who created him, but as him didn't fear the king who dead, Samuel refused to return in him word. Because this thing him pierced Amalek king Agag before him swallowed what him chewed. And a demon seized that Saul who demolished the law of Jah, and because him were the king of kings who rule all, Jah struck on him head a king who worked sin, to it don't shame him. To him are all the creation Lord who dismiss all the nobles and kings' authority who don't fear him, but there are none who rule him. Like unto him spoke saying, Doit kindred shall go while it were famed and honored, but Saul kindred shall go while it were downbased, him destroyed kingdom from him child and from Saul. Because it saddened him, and because him destroyed the criminals who saddened him by them evil work, Jah revenged and destroyed Saul kindred children, to a person who don't revenge Jah enemy, him are Jah enemy. When it are possible to him to revenge and destroy, and when him have authority, a person who don't revenge and destroy the sinner and don't revenge and destroy a person who don't keep Jah law, as him are Jah enemy, him destroyed Saul kindred children. 7. And whether thou be a king or a ruler, what important thing are thou? Aren't it Jah who created thee bringin' from not livin' toward livin', that thou might do him accord and might live firmed up by him command and might fear him judgment? Like unto thou vex on thy slaves and governed over them, all likewise there are also Jah who vex on thee and govern over thee. Like unto thou beat without niceness persons who worked sin, all likewise there are also Jah who will strike thee and lower thee toward Chanum where are no exits up till eternity. Like unto thou whip him who weren't ruled to thee and didn't bring a tribute to thee, to what are it that thou don't introduce a tribute to Jah? As him are who created thee in order that thou love that them might fear thee, and who crowned thee on all the creation that thou might keep him kindreds to true, to what are it that thou don't fear thy Creator Jah? Judge by what are due and to true like unto Jah appointed thee, yet don't cite up a face in favor to small nor great tilde whom will thou fear without him? Keep him worship and the 9 commands. Like unto Musa commanded Israel children saying, I man presented water in fire to thee I tilde add thy hand toward what thou loved, don't go neither rightward nor leftward. Hear him word that I man tell thee, that thou might hear him word and might do him command, lest thou say, she or beyond the sea or beyond the deep or beyond the river tilde who will bring to me that me might cite she up and might hear him word and might do him command? Lest thou say, who will proceed toward heaven again and lower that Jah word to me that me might hear and do she? Jah word are what approached, check, to thou to teach she with thy mouth and give alms by she with thy hand. And thou didn't hear thy Creator Jah unless thou heard him book, and thou didn't love him nor keep him command unless thou kept him law. And thou have that thou might enter toward Chanum forever, and unless thou loved him command, and unless thou did Jah accord, who honored and famed thee separatin, from all thy kindreds that thou might keep them to true, thou have that thou might enter toward Chanum forever. Him made thee above all, and him crowned thee on all him kindreds that thou might rule him kindreds to true by what are due while thou thought of thy Creator name who created thee and gave thee a kingdom. There are them whom thou whip from persons who wronged thee, and there are him whom thou pardon while thou thought of Jah work, and there are him to whom thou judge by what are due straightening up thy reasoning. And don't favor having cite up a face on the time them argued before thee tilde as earth physique or thy money, don't accept a bribe that thou might pardon the sinner person and wrong the clean person. If thou did him accord, Jah shall multiply thy era in this world to thee, but if thou sadden him, him will diminish thy era. Think that thou will rise after thou dead, and that thou will be examined standing before him on all the work thou worked whether it be goodly or evil. If thou work goodly work, thou will live in garden in the kingdom of heaven, in houses where kind kings live and where light filled. To Jah don't shame thy lordship authority, but if thou work evil work, thou will live in Seol Chanum where evil kings live. But on the time thou sight up thy bind feared famousness, thy warriors award, thy hang in shield and spear, and on the time thou sight up thy horses and thy troops beneath thy authority and them who beat drum and persons who play on a harp before thee. But on the time thou sight up all this, thou make thy reasonin' lofty, and thou firm up thy color of reasonin', and thou don't think of Jah who gave thee all this honor, however on the time him told thee, quit all this, thou aren't who quit it. To thou have totally neglected the appointment him appointed thee, and him shall give thy lordship to another. As death shall suddenly come on thee, and as judgment shall be done in resurrection time, and as all man work shall be examined, him shall totally investigate and judge on thee. There are none who will honor this world kings, to because him were truth judge, in judgment time poor and wealthy will stand together. This world nobles crowns wherein them boast shall fall. Judgment are prepared, and a soul shall quake tilde at that time sinners and righteous ones' work shall be examined. And there are none who shall be hidden. On the time a daughter arrived to birthen, and on the time the fetus in she belly arrived to bind birth, like unto she Sion prevent she womb, earth also Sion prevent she lodgers that are on she tilde she will return. And like unto clouds Sion prevent rain lest them take in rain toward the place Jah commanded them. To Jah word have created all bringin' from not livin' toward livin', and to Jah word again have introduced all toward a grave and all likewise, after resurrection time arrived, it aren't possible to be that dead persons won't rise. Like unto Mussy spoke sayin', it are by words that proceed from Jah tongue, yet it aren't only by grain that a person are saved, and Jah word again shall arouse all persons from graves. Check. It were known that dead persons shall arise by Jah word. And again Jah said thus in repeat in law because persons who were nobles and kings who do him accord, as the day have arrived when them are counted to destruction, I man shall revenge and destroy them on the day when judgment are judged and at the time when them feet stumble him said. And again Jah told persons who know him judgment, know that I man or your creator Jah, and that I man kill and I man save. I man chastise in the tribulation and I man pardon I man lower toward Sheol and again I man send forth toward the garden, and there are none who shall escape from my authority him told them. Jah said thus because nobles and kings who didn't keep him law, as earthly kingdoms are a passin', and as them pass from mornin' up till evenin', keep I order and I law that you might enter toward the kingdom of heaven that live firmed up forever him said. To Jah callin' righteous ones are to glory, and sinners to tribulation him will make the sinner wretched but will honor righteous ones. Him will dismiss the person who didn't do him accord, but him will appoint the person who did him accord. 8. Here I tell thee the thing whereby dead persons shall arise tilde them shall plant a plant and be fertile and grapes shall send forth vines tilde as Jah shall bring the fruitum hibe albo tilde them shall cast wine from it. Overstand that plant thou planted were small, but that she sent forth tips fruit and leaves today. Jah give she root to drink from earth and water, from both. But him feed she wood from fire and wind till the roots give leaves water to drink, and earth give firmness to woods. But the soul that Jah created make them bear fruit amidst them, and dead persons arisen are likewise. On the time soul were separated from flesh, as each of them ras selves have gone, him said, gather souls from the four natures, from earth and water, wind and fire. But earth nature lived firmed up in she nature and became earth, and water nature lived firmed up in she nature and became water. And wind nature lived firmed up in she nature and became wind, and fire nature lived firmed up in she nature and became a hot fire. But a soul that Jah separated from flesh returned toward she creator tilde up till him raise she up inited with flesh on the time him loved, him place she in garden in the place him loved. Him place righteous souls and lighthouse in garden, but that him might send away sinners' souls, him also place them in darkness house in Sheol up till the time when him loved. Jah told the prophet Hezekiah, call souls from the four corners, that them might be gathered and be one limb. On the time him spoke in one word sayin' thus, the souls were gathered from the four corners. And water nature brought verdure, and again fire nature brought fire. And again earth nature brought earth, and wind nature brought wind. And Jah brought a soul from the garden place where him placed it tilde them were gathered by one word, and a resurrection were made. And again I man shall show thee the example that are alongside thee tilde the day dusk tilde thou sleep tilde the night dawn, and thou rise from thy bedden, but on the time thou slept it are thy death example. And on the time thou awoke it are thy arisen example, but the night when all persons sleep whose physiques were dark, to darkness have covered them, are this world example. But the morning light, when darkness are eliminated and when light are in all the world and when persons arise and grace toward the field, are dead persons example. And this kingdom of heaven where man are renewed are like unto this tilde dead persons resurrection are like unto this tilde as this world are passin', it are the night example. And like unto Doit spoke sayin', him placed him example in sun, as sun shine on the time it rose, it are a kingdom of heaven example. And like unto sun shine in this world today, on the time Christos come him shall shine like unto sun in kingdom of heaven that are new tilde as him have said, I man am a sun that don't set and a torch that aren't extinguished, him Jah are she light. And him shall quickly arouse the dead persons again I man shall bring one example to thee again from thy food that thou sow and whereby thou art saved, and whether it be a wheat kernel or a barley kernel or a lentil kernel or all man seeds sown on earth, there are none that grow unless it were demolished and rotten. And like unto the person flesh thou sight up, on the time it were demolished and rotten, earth eat stoutness with the hide. And on the time earth ate its stoutness it grow bine around a kernel seventh Jah give a cloud that seized rain like unto him loved, and roots grow on earth and send forth leaves. And if she were demolished and rotten she sion grow, but after she grew she send forth many buds. And by Jah accord fruit are given to those buds that grew, and him clothe its stoutness and straw. Sight up like unto the measure that the seed kernel thou sowed abounded, yet the silver and the leaf, the ear and the straw aren't counted to thee. Don't be a dull one who don't know, and sight up thy seed that it abounded, and all likewise, think that dead persons shall receive the arisen that them will arise, and them hardship like unto them work. Hear I, that if thou sow wheat, it won't grow bine barley, nor bine wheat if thou sow barley, and make I tell thee again that it won't grow tilde if thou sow wheat will thou gather barley. If thou sow watercress will thou gather linseed. How about from plants kind, if thou plant figs will it really grow to thee bine nuts? How about if thou plant almonds, will it grow to thee bine grapes? If thou plant the sweet fruit will it grow to thee bine bitter? How about if thou plant the bitter fruit, are it possible to it to be sweet? How about all likewise, if a sinner dead are it possible to arise bine righteous in resurrection time? How about if a righteous person dead, are it possible to arise bine a sinner in resurrection time? Every one shall receive him hardship like unto him work, yet him will receive him hardship like unto him sin and him hand work, yet there are none who will be convicted by him companion sin. A highland tree are planted and it send forth long branches tilde it will totally dry up tilde yet unless heaven rained rain it leaves won't be verdant. And the cedar will be uprooted from it roots unless summer rain a lit on it. And all likewise, dead persons won't arise unless welfare do a lit to them bine commanded from Jah. 9. Unless highland mountains and Jilabui regions rained a pardon rain to them bine commanded from Jah, them won't grow grass to beasts and animals. And Elam mountains and Gilead mountains won't give verdant leaves to sheeps and goats, nor to Orabite and animals in wilderness, nor to ibexes and hartebeest. And likewise, pardon and due bine commanded from Jah didn't alight to doubters and criminals who made error and crime a money beforehand tilde dead persons won't arise tilde and demas and kafros who worship idols and dig roots and work and instigate a thing. And them who dig roots and practice sorcery and make persons battle. And them who lust having departed from law, and Medan and Asiana persons who believe in them idols, and them who play and sing to them while them beat violins and drums and strummed harps, them won't arise unless pardon do a lit to them bine commanded from Jah. These are who will be convicted on the day when dead persons arise and when definite judgment are done, yet persons who save them ras selves and who lust in them hands work, them by them idols. Thou wasteful of heart dull one, do it seem to thee that dead persons won't arise? On the time a trumpet were blown by the angels chief Ola Mikael tongue, that dead ones arise then, as thou won't remain in grave without arisen, don't think a thing that are thus. Hills and mountains shall be level and shall be a cleared path. And resurrection shall be done to all fleshly ones. 10. However, if it weren't thus, it are that former persons might be buried in them fathers' grave beginnin' from Adam, beginnin' from Seth and Abel, Sem and Noah, Isaac and Abraham, Yosef and Jacob, and Aaron and Musi, yet to what are it that them didn't love that them might be buried in another place? Aren't it to them to arise together with them cousins in resurrection time? How about aren't it lest them bones be counted with evil ones and pagans' bones, them who worship idols? To what are it that them didn't love that them might be buried in another place? But thou, don't mislead thy reasoning while thou said, how will dead persons arise after them dead, them who were buried in one grave bind tens of thousands and whose bodies were demolished and rotten. And on the time thou sight up toward a grave, thou speak this in thy reason and dullness while thou said, a whole fistful of earth won't be found till the how will dead persons arise? Will thou say the seed thou sowed won't grow? Even the seed thou sowed shall grow. And all likewise, the soul's Jah sowed shall quickly arise, as him have created man in him truth bringing from not livin' toward livin', him shall arouse them quickly by him word that save him won't delay him arousin'. And as him have again returned him from livin', toward a grave in death, what about aren't it possible to him again to return from death toward life? Savin and liftin' up are possible to Jah. 11. Armon perished and she fortress were demolished tilde as Jah have brought the hardship on them like unto them evil and the work them worked by them hands, persons who worship the idols in Edomias and Zabulon shall be downbased at that time tilde as Jah have approached, who shall convict them who worked in them infancy and didn't quit up till them aged, because them idols and them evil, Sidona and Theros shall weep. Because them worked sin and seducing fornication and worshipped idols, because this thing Jah shall revenge and destroy them tilde to them didn't live firmed up in them Creator Jah command, and Yehuda daughter children shall be wretched. She lived firmed up in killing prophets and in feeling good joy, yet as she didn't live firmed up in the 9 laws and the worship, on the time when dead ones arise, Jerusalem sin shall be revealed. At that time Jah shall examine she in him nature wisdom him will revenge and destroy she on all she sin that she worked in she infancy era tilde she didn't quit workin she sin beginnin from she beauty era up till she age. She entered toward a grave and became dust like unto she former fathers who lived firmed up in them sin, and in resurrection time him shall revenge and destroy persons who demolished Jah law. It shall be judged on them, to Musi have spoken because them sayin, them law login, them reasonins, became stem law login. And them kindred are Jamara kindred, and them law are what destroy, and them work are evil. And them law are snake poison that destroy, and viper poison that destroy from alongside that. 12. Jerusalem child, as this thy sin are like unto Jamara in stem sin, Jerusalem child, this are thy tribulation that were spoken by a prophet. And thy tribulation are like unto Jamara and stem tribulation, and them law login reasonin firmed up in adultery and arrogance. Aside from adultery and arrogance reign, pardon and humility reign didn't reign from them reasonins by money that them law reasonin login are fertile, apart from spillin man blood and robbin and forgettin them Creator Jah. And them didn't know them Creator Jah, apart from them evil work and them idols, and them are feeling good in them hands work, and them lust on males and on livestock. As them eye of reasonin have been blinded lest them sight up secrets, and as them ears have deafened lest them hear or do Jah accord that him love, them didn't know Jah in them work, and them reasonins are like unto stem law login. And them kindred, Jamara grapes kindred that bear sweet fruit. And if them examine them work, it are poison that kill, to it have firmed up in curse beginnin from the day when it were worked, and to it groundation have been in destruction era. As them law login, them reasonins, have firmed up in sin work, as them bodies have firmed up in Satan burnin work to build sin, them law login, them reasonins, have no goodly work every time. And on the time him shame and were baptized, by one who is led, it were to chastisement and destruction, and him will firm up the persons who drank and them reasonings, and him will make them who destroy disgusting persons who distanced from Jah. To them have lived firmed up in them work that were evil, and him will make them diablos lodgen, and eat in what were sacrificed to the idols have been begun in the house of Israel, and she proceed toward the mountains and the trees. And she worship the idols that peoples in she area worship, and she daughter children and she male children to demons who don't know goodly work separate in from evil. And them spill clean blood tilde them gush and spill grapes from stem to the idols forever. And she glorify and worship the Dagwan that the Ilaflans worship, and she sacrifice to him from she flocks and she fattened cows, that she might be feeling good in demons' laziness that them taught she to sacrifice to them, and in them gushin and spillin the grapes, and that she might do them accord. She sacrificed to him that she might be feeling good in demons' laziness that them taught she lest she know she Creator Jah who feed she at each time and who cherished and raised she beginnin from she infancy up till she beauty, and again up till she age, and again up till she age day when she dead. And again I man shall revenge and convict him in resurrection time, and as she didn't return toward I law, and as she didn't live firmed up in I command, she time when she live in Chanum shall be up till eternity. If them were creators to true, make she idols arise with she and descend toward Chanum and save she on the time I man vexed and destroyed she, and on the time I man distanced all the priests of the idols who lust with she. Like unto she made sin and insult on the Ola items and on I lodge in the temple, I man made she wretched by all this. When them told she, check, this are Jah kindred, and she are Israel creator Jah lodgen, and the famous king country Jerusalem who were separate from them who were separate, she are the most I Jah name lodgen, I man made she wretched like unto she saddened I name that were called in she. She boast in I that she were I slave and that I man were she lord tilde she wink on I like unto a criminal, yet she aren't who fear I and do I accord like unto I bind she lord. Them became a obstacle on she to mislead that them might distance she from I, yet she are ruled to other idols who don't feed she nor clothe she. She sacrifice to them, and she eat the sacrifice, and she spill blood to them, and she gush and drink from the grapes to them tilde she smoke up ishins to them, and she make the ishins fragrance smell to them tilde she idols command she, and she are commanded to them. And again she sacrifice she daughter children and she male children to them, and as she present praises to them because them love, she are feeling good in the thing she spoke by she tongue and in she hands work. Woe to she on the day when definite judgment are done, and woe to she idols whom she love and a night, and she shall descend with them toward Chanum beneath Seal, where the worm don't slumber and the fire aren't extinguished. Woe to thee wretched Jerusalem child, to thou have quit I who created thee and have worshipped the different idols. And I man shall bring the hardship on thee like unto thy work tilde as thou have saddened I, and as thou have ignored I word, and as thou didn't work goodly work, I man shall convict thee toward thy pretensions. To thou have saddened I word, and to thou didn't live firmed up in I law whereby thou swore with I, that thou might keep I law and that I man might live with thee in support and might save thee from all who fight thee, and also that thou might keep I order that I man commanded thee, and I man shall ignore thee and won't quickly save thee from the tribulation. Thou didn't keep all this, and I man ignored thee tilde as I man have created thee, and as thou didn't keep I command nor I word, I man shall convict thee in judgment time, and I man honored thee that thou might be I kin. And like unto Jamara and Stem were separated from I, thou were separated from I. And I man judged and destroyed them, and like unto Stem and Jamara were separated from I, thou separated from I, and now like unto I man vexed and destroyed them, I man vexed and destroyed thee tilde as thou art from Stem and Jamara kindred whom I man destroyed, I man destroyed thee tilde as them whom I man created have saddened I by going toward a Utman wife and by lustin without law, with animals and males like unto a raven with daughters, I man destroyed them name invocation from this world lest them live in them feeling good joy. There are no fear in Jah in them faces beginnin from a infant up till a elder tilde them help him in all them evil work, yet him don't vex on each one that them might quit workin she tilde as them work are evil, them are sated of sin and iniquity. All evil work, robbery and arrogance and greed, are prepared in them reasonings. And because this thing Jah ignored them and destroyed them countries, and them are there that him might burn them with fire up till them root ground nation perished till but them totally perished up till the eternity, yet him didn't make even one from them remain. As them have firmed up in sin, them shall wait in destruction forever up till the day of Advent when definite judgment are done, to them have saddened I with them evil work, and I man won't pardon them nor forgive them. And I man ignored them tilde to thou won't find a reason on the time I man vexed and seized thee because all thy work were robbery and sin, adultery and greed and speaking lies, all error work and an obstacle that I man don't love, and thou Jerusalem child who were wretched, on the day when judgment are done thou will be seized in judgment like unto them. I man had made thee to honor, but thou downbased thy ras self I man had called thee I money, but thou became to another. I man had betrothed thee to honor, but thou became to diablos, and I man shall revenge and destroy thee like unto thy evil work. Because thou didn't hear all I word, and because thou didn't keep the command I man commanded thee on the time I man loved thee, I man shall multiply and bring firm vengeance on thee, to I man am Jah who created thee, and I man shall judge on all sinners like unto thee. And on the day when judgment are done I man shall bring the hardship on them like unto them evil work. As thou didn't keep I word, and as thou have ignored I judgment, I man shall convict thee with them. Woe to you, Gemara and Stum, who have no fear in Jah in your reasoning. All likewise, woe to thy sister Jerusalem child on whom it shall be judged together with thee in fire of Chanam, to you will descend together toward Chanam that were prepared to you, where are no exits forever, and woe to all sinners who worked thy sin. As you didn't keep I command nor I word, thou and she who didn't keep I command nor I word shall descend toward Sheol together on the day when judgment are judged. But kind persons who kept I command and I word shall eat the money that sinner persons accumulated, and like unto Jah commanded, kind persons shall share the loot that evil persons captured, and kind persons shall be totally feeling good. But wrongdoers and sinner persons shall weep, and them shall be sad because all them sin that them wronged haven departed from I command. Him who keep I word and live firmed up in I command, him are who find I blessin and are honored alongside I. All person who keep I word and live firmed up in I command shall eat the fatness found from earth, and shall live having entered toward the garden where enter kind kings who have straight reasonings. 13. As them shall be wretched and perish by I wrath on the time I man seized them, woe to Thieros and Sidona and all Yehuda country regions who make them ras selves arrogant today. Conquering Jah said thus him have said, Diablos child who are totally arrogant shall be birthed from them, the false Messiah who to a true thing are she enemy, who firm up him collar of reasoning, who boast and don't know him creator, and him said, woe to them, and Jah who rule all said, I man made him to I anger pattern that I man might be revealed in him power. And this Capharnaum Samaria and Galilee and Damasco and Soria and Achaia and Caphros and all Jordanos region are kindreds who firmed up them collars of reasoning, who live firmed up in them sin, and whom death's shadow and darkness covered, to Diablos have covered them reasonings in sin, and to them are commanded to that arrogant Diablos, and them didn't return toward fear in Jah. At that time woe to persons who are commanded to demons and who sacrifice and them name to them tilde as them have denied Jah who created them resemble animals without minds, to the false Messiah who forgot Jah law and our Diablos child shall set up him image in all the places, to him have said me are a God, and him shall be feeling good in him reason and accord, in him hand work and in robbery and all the sins and perfidy and iniquity, in robbery and all the adulteries that a person work. To because it were counted alongside Jah that him work this, the era are known that them work sin. Sun shall darken and moon shall be blood, and stars shall be shaken from heaven, all the work shall pass by the miracles that Jah shall bring in fulfillment era that him might make earth pass, and that him might make all pass who live in sin of persons who live within she. As Jah have been proud on the creation him created, and as him have quickly made all him loved in 1 hour, the Lord death shall destroy a small enemy Diablos. To Jah who rule all have said, I man shall judge and destroy, but after Advent, diablos have no authority. And on the day when him were seized by I anger, him shall descend toward Chanum, to which him make application and where firm tribulation are tilde as him will take all who are with him toward chastisement and destruction and perfidy, because I man were who send forth from Chanum and who introduce toward Chanum, him will descend toward Chanum. As him give firmness and power to weak persons, and again as him give weakness to powerful and firm persons, make a powerful one not boast in him power. As him are a ruler, and as him judge and save the wronged persons from the persons' hands who wrong them, him will return the grudge of the widows and the child whose father and mother dead on him. Woe to thee who boast and firm up thy collar of reasoning, to whom it seem that a man won't rule thee nor judge and destroy thee, to in him boastin and him arrogance him have said, me will stretch me throne in stars and heaven, and me will be like unto Jah who are lofty. And like unto him spoke saying, how diablos fell from heaven, him who shine like unto a morning star that were created preceding all, woe to thee! And thou dared and spoke this in thy arrogance, and thou didn't think of Jah who totally created thee by him authority tilde why did thou boast thy raz self that thou descend toward Chanum in thy reason and firmness? Thou were downbased separate from all angels like unto thee, to them praise them Creator with a humbled reasoning because them knew that him were who created them from fire and wind, and to them don't depart from him command, and to them keep them reasonings from perfidy lest them totally depart from him command. But thou did affirm perfidy in thy reason and arrogance tilde thou became a wretched man separate from thy companions, to thou have cherished all the sin and iniquity, robbery and perfidy whereby persons who forgot Jah law and sinners like unto thee live firmed up, them who are from thy kindred and commit crime like unto thee, and who live firmed up by thy command and thy accord whereby thou teach sin. Woe to thee, to the demons thou misled in thy malice and thou will descend toward Chanum together. O you Jah children who erred by that misleading criminal diablos, woe to you tilde as you have erred like unto him by the money that him taught you and that him hosts taught you, you will descend toward Chanum together, where are no exits forever. And formerly when Jah slave Musi were there, you saddened Jah by the water where argument were made and on Koreb, and by Amalek and on Mount Sinai. And moreover on the time you sent scouts toward Kenyan, on the time them told you this saying the path are far, and them ramparts and them fortresses that reach up till heaven are firm, and warriors live there, you vexed that you might return toward Jib's country where you work worrisome work, and you saddened Jah word. You didn't think of Jah who firmed you up from the tribulation, and who did great miracles in Jibes, and who led you by him angel authority. Him would veil you in cloud by day lest the sun burn you and him would shine a column of fire to you by night lest your feet stumble in darkness. And on the time the army and Pharaoh frightened you, you totally cried toward Musi, and Musi totally cried toward Jah, and him lodged in him angel and kept you lest you meet with Pharaoh. But him introduced them toward Eritrea in tribulation Jah led only Israel, to him have said, and there were no different idol with them, but him buried them enemies in sea at one time, and him didn't preserve none who flee from them. And him made Israel cross amidst the sea by foot tilde there are no tribulation that found them arisen from the Jibesans him delivered them toward Mount Sinai, and there him fed them manna 40 eras. As Israel children saddened Jah every time, him did all this goodly thing to them and them neglected to worship Jah. Them placed evil in them reasonings beginning from them childhood up till them age, to Jah mouth have spoken thus in Orit where the father's birth were written tilde as him have spoken saying, Adam children reasoning are ash, and all them work are toward robbery and them run toward evil tilde there are none from them who love straight work, apart from gathering a person money and violence and swearing and lie and wronging companions and robbing and stealing, them placed evil in them reasonings. And all go toward evil work in the era when them live in life tilde Israel children who demolished Jah law totally saddened Jah beginning from antiquity up till fulfillment era. 14. And on the time Jah destroyed Cain children, kindreds who proceeded, in destruction water because them sin, him baptized earth in water of destruction, and him cleansed she from all Kyle children sin. As him have said, I man were sad because I man created man, Him destroyed all wrongdoers, him didn't preserve apart from 8 persons, him destroyed all tilde after this him multiplied them and them filled earth tilde them shared them father Adam inheritance. But no swore with Jah oath tilde them swore a oath with Jah lest Jah again destroy earth in destruction water, and lest no children eat what deceased nor what lodged dead, lest them worship different idols apart from Jah who created them, and that him might be a love father to them, and lest him destroy them at one time in them vain sin, and lest him prevent them the first and the spring rain, and that him might give to livestock and persons them food at each time, that him might give them the grass and the grain fruit and plants, and that them might work goodly work and all that Jah love. And after him gave them this order, Israel children saddened Jah by them sin tilde them didn't live firmed up in him law like unto them fathers Yitzhak and Abraham and Jacob who didn't demolish them creator Jah law. In beginning from the small up till the great, those Israel children who didn't keep Jah law are crooked in them work. And whether them be them priests or them chiefs or them scribes, every one demolish Jah law. Them don't live firmed up in Jah order and him law that Mussy commanded them and repeat in law sayin, love thy creator Jah in thy complete body and thy complete reasonin'. Them don't firm up in Jah order and him law that Mussy commanded them in book where law were written sayin, love thy companion like unto thy body, and don't worship him idols that were different, and don't go toward a human wife tilde don't kill a soul tilde don't steal. And don't witness and lie. And be it him donkey or be it him ox, don't love thy companion money nor all that thy bread bought. However after him commanded them all this, Israel children who were evil returned toward treachery and sin, robbery and iniquity, toward a human wife and toward lies and stealing and worship and idols. Israel children saddened Jah on Koreab by working a cow that grazed toward grass tilde them bode sayin, check. These are we creators who sent we forth from Gypts. And them were feeling good and them handwork tilde if them ate and drank in Sada, them arose to sing. As Jah have told him sayin, thy kindreds whom thou sent forth from Gypt's country where rulership are, them have proceeded from law and wronged, and them worked a cow image and bowed to the idol, because this thing Mussy vexed and alit from Sina mountain. While Mussy vexed on him kindreds, him alit with him confidant Iyasu, and on the time Iyasu heard, him said, check, I man hear warrior's voice in Israel camp. And Mussy told Iyasu, it are when Israel play having drunk the unboiled wine, yet as to a warrior voice, it aren't, and him alit and broke them image and totally crushed it up till it were like unto dust tilde him mixed it within the water that Israel children drinked beside the mountain. And after this him commanded the priests that them might slay one another because the sin them worked before Jah. Them knew that defying Jah surpassed killing them and killing them fathers, and them did like unto him commanded them. And Mussy told them, because you saddened Jah who fed you and cherished you and who sent you forth from a rulership house and who bequeathed to you the inheritance that him swore to your fathers that him might give to them and to them children after them, because this thing you made Jah feeling good. To them go toward sin and a evil thing, and them didn't quit saddening Jah there. Them aren't like unto them fathers Yitzhak and Abraham and Jacob who made Jah feeling good with them goodly work that him might give them what are on earth and what him prepared to persons who love him in heaven beginning from them infancy up till them youthhood and up till them age tilde them aren't like unto Abraham and Yitzhak and Jacob who made him feeling good with them work that him might give them a earth of inheritance where feeling good joy are found in this world, and a garden that make feeling good, prepared to kind persons in hereafter world. What him prepared to Abraham and Yitzhak and Jacob who made Jah feeling good when them were in life and who love him, whom I didn't sight up nor a ear hear and who aren't thought of in reasonin'. And them children who denied Jah and were evil and who live firmed up in them reasonin' accord, them didn't hear Jah command, him who fed them and cherished them and kept them beginnin' from them infancy. Them didn't think of Jah, who sent them forth from Gypt's land and saved them from brick work and a firm rulership. But them totally saddened him, and him would arouse peoples in them area on them, and them would arise on them in enmity and also tax them like unto them loved. 15. And at that time Midian persons arose on them in enmity, and them aroused them armies on Israel that them might fight them, and them king name are called Acrandes tilde him quickly gathered many armies in Kilikis and Soria and Damasco. And camping beyond Jordanos him sent messengers saying, and that me might capture your money, pay tax toward Israel to me tilde him told them, but if you don't pay tax, me came that me might punish you and might capture your livestocks and take your mares and capture your children. Me will capture and take you toward the country you don't know, and there me will make you water pourers and wood pickers him told them. Don't boast why you said, I are Jah kindreds and there are nothing able to I, aren't Jah who sent me that me might destroy you and plunder your money? And aren't me whom Jah sent that me might gather all your kindreds? Are there really a seven that them different idols save the other kins that me destroyed? Me captured them mares and them horses and me killed them and captured them children. And unless you introduce the tax that me commanded you, me will destroy you like unto them him said, and him crossed Jordanos that him might plunder them livestocks and them money and capture them wives. And after this Israel children wept a firm mourning toward Jah, and them totally cried, however them lacked one who helped them. And because this thing Jah gave firmness to the three brethren, and them names are like unto this, and them are Yehuda and Meqabyan and Meqabyan, whose features were handsome and who were warriors and them power. And Israel children totally wept there tilde on the time them heard, it saddened them in them heart arisen from all Israel children shout tilde the child whose mother and father dead on him, and widows, and them officials and them priests, all Israel kindred, both daughters and males, and all children, would weep sprinkling ash on them heads, and them nobles had worn sackcloth. But those brethren, who were attractive and comely, went and agreed that them might save them tilde them counseled saying, make I go and give I bodies to death because these persons. Tellin one another, take heart, them went girding them swords on them waists and seizing them spears in them hands, and them went prepared that them might incriminate the warrior. And them arrived toward them camp Meqabyan attacked the warrior, the king, when him had sat at a dinner table tilde him cut him neck in one blow when food were in him mouth, and Meqabyan and Yehuda struck him armies on the king left and right by sword and killed them. And on the time them king were defeated, them entered toward them spears in them companions' hearts, and them all totally fled and them bows were broken and them were defeated. But those brethren who are attractive and comely were saved from death tilde there are no evil thing that found them, but as Jah have returned chastisement toward them, them sliced up one another and were depleted. Them were defeated and dead and them crossed Jordanos, and up till them crossed them cast away all them money, and all them money remained, and pom the time Israel children sight up that them enemies fled, them went toward them camp and took both what them plundered and them money to them ras selves. Jah saved Israel doing thus by the brethren in Meqabyan hand. Israel sat a few days while them made Jah feeling good. But after that them again returned toward them sin tilde Israel children neglected worship in Jah by what are due. And him shall again sadden them by kins who don't know them and who will gather them field crops and destroy them great places and plunder them flocks and slaughter and feed them livestocks before them. And who will capture them wives and them daughter children and them male children tilde because it were that them sadden Jah every time, as themer kindreds who demolished the law, them will hammer them children before them on each of them heads tilde them won't save them. 16. Them who do this are Thieros and Sidona and them who live beyond Jordanos river and on the sea edge, Haran and Gilead, Yebusi and Kenani, Edom and Jejijun and Amalek persons. All peoples do thus, who live firmed up in each of them tribes and countries and regions and in each of them works in country languages, and all live firmed up like unto Jah worked them. And there are persons from them who know Jah, and whose work were beautiful. And there are persons from them whose work were evil and who don't know Jah who created them, and like unto them worked sin, him ruled them in Soria king Silmanasar hand. As him plunder and take Damasco money, and as him share Samaria loot that are before Jibes king, him ruled them in Silmanasar hand. Jelabui region and also persons in Fars and Medan, Cappadocia and Suzagia, who live in the west mountains, in Gilead fortress and Phasos that are part of Yehuda land. And these are who live in them region, and them are kindreds who don't know Jah nor keep him command, and whose collar of reasoning were firm. And him shall pay them hardship like unto them work evil and them hands work. To Gilead kindreds and Khazariah region and Amalek have become one there, that them might destroy Jah country that were filled of a truth thing, and within which Israel Creator are praised, him who are most glorified and conquerin', and whom angels who are many in cherubial chariots, them who stand before him, serve fearin' and tremblin', and him shall pay them hardship like unto them work evil and them hands work. 17. Amalek and Edomiah's persons don't worship Jah, by whose authority earth and heaven rulership were seized, as them are criminals who don't live firmed up in truth work, them don't fear to demolish him lodgin', the temple. And there are no fear in Jah before them, apart from shedding blood and adultery and eating what were beaten and sacrificed to a idol and all that resemble what lodged dead, and these are scorned sinners. Them have no virtue nor religion, as them are who hated goodly work, and as them don't know Jah, and as them don't know love work, apart from robbing a person money and from sin, and apart from disturbing a person and all hated work, apart from games and song like unto them Father Diablos taught them have no virtue nor religion. As him have ruled them with him host, demons, him teach them all evil work that were to each of them ras selves, all robbery and sin, theft and falsehood, robbing money and eating what were beaten and what lodged dead, and adultery work. And him teach them all that resemble this, and going toward a human wife, and shedding blood, eating what were sacrificed to idol and what lodged dead, and killing a person's soul in violence, and envy and winking and greed and all evil work that Jah don't love. Diablos who were them enemy teach them this teaching that him might distance them from Jah law who rule all the world. But Jah work are innocence and humility, not annoying a brethren and loving a companion, harmonizing and loving with all persons. Don't be hypocrites to favor to a person face, and don't be wrongdoers nor totally robbers nor persons who go toward a human wife, nor persons who work iniquity and evil work on them companion, nor who cajole that them might wrong them companion in violence. Them wink and shake them heads and provoke to evil them discourage to mislead that them might lower them toward eternity definite judgment. 18. Think that thou will go in death toward Jah in whose hand all are, and thou will stand before him that him might convict thee before him on all the sin thou worked. As them who are arrogant and evil, and powerful ones children who aren't strengthening more than them, were likewise formerly, because them side up them stature and them power and them firm authority, them didn't make Jah before them, and them didn't know that him or them Creator who created them bringing from not living toward living. And when them fathers bind like unto angels praised on Mount Olah with angels, on the time them accord misled them a lit toward this world where definite judgment shall be done forever. As Jah in the antiquity have created human flesh to them, that it might mislead them because them reason in arrogance and might test them as it were them kept him law and him command, them married wives from Kyle children. But them didn't keep him law him lowered them toward Jahannam fire with them Father Diablos, to Jah have vexed on the offspring of Set who wronged like unto persons, and persons era diminished because them sin. And them took Adam children toward sin with them him lowered them toward Sheol where them shall receive a verdict. As persons era have been divided because Set children erred by Kyle children, when a person eras were 900 in the antiquity, them returned toward living 120 eras. And as them are flesh and blood, Jah said, I spirit of support won't live firmed up on them. And because this thing I era were divided, to because I sin and I iniquity, I era have been divided from my fathers who preceded, and when them are in them infancy again, them are dying. But I fathers era had abounded, because them kept him law and because them didn't sadden Jah. But I fathers era had abounded, because them vexed on them daughter children that them might teach them, and because them vexed on them male children lest them demolish Jah law. Because them didn't demolish Jah law with them daughter children and them male children, because this thing them era had abounded to true. 19. On the time Cain children abounded them worked drums and harps, santee and violins, and them made songs and all the games. Children who are attractive and comely were birthed to Cain from the wife of the kind man Abel, whom him killed because she were attractive, and after him killed him bred a him took that and she who were him money. And separatin from him father, him seized them and went toward Quiapha's region that are toward the west, and that attractive one children were attractive like unto them mother. And because this thing Set children descended toward Cain children, and after them side them up them didn't wait 1 hour, and them made the daughters whom them chose wives to them ras selves. As them have taken I toward error together with them because this thing Jah vexed on I and vexed on them. And Diablos having cajoled saying, you will become creators like unto your creator Jah, him took I mother Hewen and I father Adam toward him error. But it seem in truth to them in them dullness, them demolished Jah law, him who created them bringin from not livin toward livin that them might bow and praise him glorified name. But him, them creator, downbased those Adam and Hewen who made godhood to them ras selves, and him downbased him who are arrogant. Like unto Doit spoke saying, Adam perish by the sinner Diablo's arrogance, him abused them, to I father Adam have been convicted on Diablo's arrogance by him true judgment. And Set children who erred by Kyle children took I toward them sin thus tilde because this thing I era that Jah gave I were less than I father's eras. But them had worked goodly work, to them had firmed up them reasonings and Jah, to them had taught them daughter children and them male children lest them depart from Jah law that them taught them, and there were no evil enemy who approached them. But if them worked goodly work, there are nothing that benefit them if them didn't tell nor teach to them children. Like unto Doit spoke saying, them didn't hide from them children to another child, and teach Jah praise, the wondrous miracles him did, and him power, there are nothing that benefit them if them didn't teach to them children that them might teach to them children to make heart like unto them new, and that them might know and do him accord, and that them might tell them Jah law trust, and that them might keep him law like unto them fathers who made Jah feeling good with them beautiful work. And them who told them trust from them fathers in them infancy didn't demolish him command, like unto them fathers learned Jah worship and the 9 laws from them fathers. Them children learned from them fathers that them might work goodly work and might present praise to them Creator, to them have kept him law, and to them have loved him. And him shall hear them in them prayer, and him won't ignore them plea, but him are a forgiver. Having multiplied him wrath, him shall return it to them, and him wouldn't destroy all in him chastisement. 20. I brethren, think, don't forget what them told you formerly, that Jah keep the true work of persons who work goodly work. And him multiply them children in this world, and them name invocation shall live firmed up to a goodly thing up till the eternity, and them children won't be troubled to grain in this world. As him shall dispute to them because them, and as him won't cast them in them enemy hand, him shall save them from them enemies hand who hate them. And to persons who love him name, him shall be them helper in them tribulation time him shall guard them and pardon them all them sin. 21. Doit believed in Jah, to him have believed in him, and him saved him buying a refuge from the king's sale hand. And as him have believed in him and kept him law on the time when him child Abizelim arose, and on the time when the Ilflins arose, and on the time when the Edomians and the Amalekians arose, on the time when the one from the 4 Raphan arose, Jah saved Doit from all this tribulation that enemies who disputed him brought on him. As prevailin' or by Jah accord, them were defeated by them enemies' hand, yet but Jah didn't save the evil kings who didn't believe in him. And Hezekiah believed in Jah him saved him from Sennacherib hand who were arrogant. But him child Manasseh were defeated by him enemy hand, to him didn't make him trustin' in Jah tilde as him didn't make him trustin' in Jah and as him didn't fear Jah who totally honored and famed him, them bound and took him toward them country, yet but those enemies who defeated Manasseh weren't like unto him. At that time him denied him the kingdom him gave him, to him didn't work goodly work before him Creator Jah, that him era might abound and that him might dispute him enemy to him and that him might have power and firmness behind and in front. To it are better to believe in Jah than in many armies, than believin' in horses and bows and shields. Believe in Jah surpass tilde a person who believed in him shall firm up and be honored and totally lofty. To Jah don't favor to a face, but persons who didn't believe in Jah, who believed in them money abundance, became them who departed from the grace and honor that him gave them. Him shall guard the persons who believe in him, but him shall make the persons ignorant who call him ignorant, and as them didn't discipline them reasonings to follow Jah nor keep him law, him won't quickly help them in them tribulation time nor in the time them enemies disputed with them. But to a person who were disciplined in worship in Jah and to keep him law, him shall be a refuge in him tribulation time. By destroying him enemy, and by plundering him enemy livestock, and by capturing him enemy country persons, and by raining ears rain, and by growing sprouts, and by introducing the grain pile, in the plant fruit. And by raining the first and the spring rains, and by making the grass verdant, and by giving the rain that rain at each time that thy kindreds beneath thy authority might be feeling good, him shall make him feeling good. Him shall make him feeling good, that them might eat the other one money, that them might Sada having eaten the money them plundered from them enemy, that them might plunder animals and sheeps and cows, and that them might eat the other one dinner table, and that them might take them enemies' children captive. Jah shall do all this to the person whom him love, but him will make the person who hate him to him enemy ransackery. And him shall bind him feet and him hands and shall cast him in him enemy hand, and him shall make him to him enemies derision, and as him have become a blood shedder who demolished Jah law, him won't make him feeling good in him house seat. And him won't firm up in judgment time, and that him might bring the hardship to persons who work sin, him will also give persons who work evil work them sin hardship. But it were commanded from alongside Jah to give persons who work goodly work them reward, that him might keep them in him authority. To him are empowered on all the creation him created that him might do goodly work and might give them eternal welfare and that them might praise Jah who created them, and him commanded that him might keep him law tilde apart from only man there are none from all the creations him created that departed from him command. Like unto Jah commanded all who live firmed up in each of them works, them all know and are kept in him law. But man are emboldened on Jah who crowned all on each of them inventions, on animal and beasts and on heaven birds. Be it what are in sea or all on land, Jah gave all the creation him created to them Father Adam Jah gave them that him might do what him loved, and that them might eat them like unto grain that grew on earth, and that them might rule and tax them, and that be them beasts or animals them might be commanded to man, and him appointed them on all him created that persons who reigned might be commanded to Jah who gave them honor and that them might favor him. But if them depart from him law him will separate them from the lordship him gave them tilde as him are who rule earth and heaven, him will give it to him who do him accord. Him appoint whom him loved to appoint, but him dismiss whom him loved to dismiss him kill him save him whip in tribulation him forgive. There are no other creator like unto him tilde as him are ruler to all the creation him created, as there are no other without him, the creator, in heaven above earth nor on earth beneath heaven, there are none who shall criticize him. Him appoint him dismiss him kill him save him whip in tribulation him forgive him impoverish him honor. Him hear persons who beg him in them plea him accept a person plea who do him accord with a clean reasoning, and him hear them in them prayer, and him do them accord to them in all that them begged him. And him make the great and the small to be commanded to them tilde all this are them money on hills and mountains and at trees roots and in caves and earth wells and all them kindreds on both dry and sea. And to persons who do them creator accord all this are them money, and him won't trouble them from them plenty, and him shall give them praise reward. And him shall give them the honor him prepared in heaven to them fathers Yitzhak and Abraham and Jacob him shall give them what him prepared to Hezekiah and Doit and Samuel who didn't depart from him law and him command. That them might be feeling good in him lordship, him shall give them who served him beginning from antiquity the honor him prepared to them fathers Yitzhak and Abraham and Jacob, to whom him swore to give them inheritance. 22. Please, think of persons' name who work goodly work, and don't forget them work. Straighten up that thy name be called like unto them name, that thou might be feeling good with them in the kingdom of heaven, that were light lodgen that him prepared to nobles and kings who did Jah accord and were kind persons. And again, know and be convinced of evil nobles and kings' names, that him shall convict them and revile them alongside man after them dead. To them didn't line up them work while them sight up and heard, and know and be convinced that unless them did Jah accord, him shall judge on them in the kingdom of heaven more than criminals and persons who forgot Jah law. Be kindly, innocent, honest, yet don't thou also go on persons' path who forgot Jah law, on whom Jah vexed because them evil work. Judge truth and save the child whose mother and father dead on him, and the widow from sinner persons' hand who rob them. Be a guardian like unto him father to the child whose mother and father dead on him, that thou might save him from the wealthy one hand who rob him, and stand to him, and be alarmed on the time the child, whose mother and father dead on him, tears flowed before the eye, lest thou be alarmed in fire see where sinner persons who didn't enter repentance are punished. And straighten up thy feet toward love and unity path as Jah eyes check up him friends, and as him ears hear them plea, seek love and follow she. But Jah face of him wrath are toward persons who work evil work, that him might destroy them name invocation from this world, and him won't preserve a person who near on ramparts nor mountains. As I man am Jah who am jealous on I Godhood, as I man am a creator who revenge and destroy persons who hate I and don't keep I word, I man won't return I face of support reachin' up till I man destroy the person who don't keep I word. And I man shall honor persons who honor I and keep I word. 23. Don't live firmed up in Kyle order, who killed him Breda who followed him in innocence, it seemed to him that him Breda love him. And him killed him Breda envyin on a daughter till the persons who make envy and iniquity and betrayal on them companion are like unto him. But as Abiel are innocent like unto a sheep, and as him blood are like unto the clean sheep blood that them sacrificed to Jah by a clean reasonin', them went on Kyle path that aren't on Abiel path. To because all the persons who live in innocence were persons whom Jah love, like unto a kind man Abiel, them have been innocent ones like unto Abiel, but those persons who live firmed up in Abiel work love Jah. But Jah neglect evil ones, and them definite judgment make application to them on them bodies, and it are written on the record of them reasonings, and on the time when judgment are judged, them shall read she before man and angels and before all the creation. At that time them shall shame till the wrongdoers and refusers who didn't do Jah accord shall shame. And alarm and word shall be given them that say, place them in Chanum where are no exit up till eternity. 24. But on the time Jaidi one trusted Jah, him defeated uncircumcised people's armies who were many an army of a few tens of thousands and without number like unto locusts. As there are no creator without I, O nobles and kings, don't believe in the different idols. As I man am your creator Jah who sent you forth from your mother's wombs and raised you and fed you and clothed you, why do you pretext? How about why do you worship other idols without I? I man did all this to you tilde what did you give I? It are that you might live firmed up in I law and I order and I command and that I man might give you your body's welfare, yet what will I man want from you? Jah who rule all said thus him said, save your selves from worshipin' idols and practicin' sorcery and discouragin' pessimism. As Jah chastisement shall come on these who do this, and on them who hear them and do them accord and are them friends and who live firmed up in them command, save your selves from worshipin' idols. As peoples, who don't know you and aren't nice to you, shall arise on you, unless you who fear did Jah accord, them will eat the money wherefore you weary tilde like unto him servants the prophets spoke and like unto Enoch spoke and like unto Asaph spoke, unless you did Jah accord, them will eat the money wherefore you wearied. Evil persons will come having changed them clothes him said tilde there are no other law alongside them apart from eatin' and drinkin' and adornin' in silver and gold, and livin' having firmed up in sin all the work Jah don't love. But them are prepared to go toward drink and food tilde after them were aroused from them slumber beginnin' from mornin' up till evenin' them go toward evil work, there are misery and tribulation in them path, yet them feet have no love path. And them don't know love and unity work, and there are no fear in Jah in them faces. Them are crooked evil ones without religion nor virtue. Them are greedy ones who eat and drink alone. Them are drunkards, and them sin are without law and without measure. Them are who go toward seducing, shedding blood, theft and perfidy, and violently robbing him money who don't have it. And them are who criticize without love and without law. To them don't fear Jah who created them, and there are no fear in them faces. Them don't shame in the person face that them sight up, and them don't shame a gray hair nor a elder face. On the time them heard when them said, and there are money in this world, them make it them raz self money before them sighted up with them eyes. To there are no fear in Jah in them faces, and on the time them sighted up with them eyes it seemed to them that them ate it. And them nobles eat trust money. Them are who eat as them are negativists, and as there are no straight thing in them tongues, them don't repeat in evening what them spoke in morning. To them ignore sufferers and poor ones' cries, and them kings hasten to evil, them who disturb a person, him having saved refugees from wealthy ones' hands who rob them. Make them save him who were wronged and the refugee, yet make the kings not be them who begrudge justice because this thing. But them are who exact tribute. Them are who rob a person money, and them are criminals, and as them work are evil. Them aren't nice when them eat the newborn calf with she mother and a bird with she egg. Them make all them sight up and heard them raz self money. Them love that them might gather to them raz selves, yet them aren't nice to sick and poor ones, and them violently rob the money of a person who don't have it, and them gather all them found that them might be fattened and be feeling good in it. To them shall perish quickly like unto a scarab that proceeded from it pit and whose track aren't found and that don't return toward it house, and because them didn't work goodly work when them are in them life, woe to them bodies on the time Jah vexed and seized them. On the time Jah neglected them will perish at one time like unto them are in one chastisement. To him endure them meaning as it were them returned toward repentance, yet him don't quickly destroy them, and them shall perish on the time when them shall perish. But if them don't return toward repentance, him will quickly destroy them like unto former persons who were preceding them, who didn't keep Jah law by what are due. Them are who eat a person flesh and drink a person blood. As them gird and work violence to go toward sin, there are no fear in Jah in them faces every time, and after them arose from them bed and them don't rest to work sin. And them work our drink and food, going toward destruction and sin, that them might destroy many persons' bodies in this world. 25. As them work are crooked, and as all are who live firmed up in Satan work that mislead, Jah who rule all said, woe to your body on the time I man vexed and seized she. But to them don't know Jah work, to them have returned it toward them rear, and to them have neglected I law. And later in fulfillment era a man shall bring the hardship on them like unto them evil measure. Like unto them sin were written alongside I man shall revenge and destroy them on the day when judgment are judged. As I man Jah am full from horizon up till horizon, and as all the creation have been seized in I authority, there are none who escape from I authority in heaven nor earth nor depth nor sea. I man command a snake that are beneath earth, and I man command a fish that are within sea, and I man command birds in heaven, and I man command the desert donkey in wilderness, to it are I money beginning from horizon up till horizon. As I man am who work wondrous work and do miracles before I, there are none who escape from I authority on earth nor in heaven. There are none who tell I, where do thou go? How about what do thou work? And I man command on angels chiefs and hosts. All creations whose name are called are I money, and beasts in wilderness and all birds in heaven and livestocks are I monies. It arrives from Aziab wind and firm up in drought and messy. Later in fulfillment era Eritrea shall perish bine heard, arisen from Jah, who shall come toward she, bine feared in famousness. To him rule them who dead and persons who are there, and she shall perish bine heard with Saba and Noba and Hindiki and Ethiopia limits and all them regions. And him watch all in lofty authority and innocence, to him authority surpass all the authority, and him keep congregations in him authority. And to him authority firm up more than all the authority, and to him kingdoms surpass all the kingdoms, and to him authority are what rule all the world, to him able to all, and to there are nothing that fail him. Him rule all clouds in heaven, him grow grass to livestocks on earth, and him give fruit on the buds. Him feed to all in each of the kinds like unto him loved, him feed all that him created by each of the fruits and each of the foods, and him feed ants and locusts beneath earth and livestocks on earth and beasts, and to a person who prayed him give him prayer, and him don't ignore the plea of the child whose mother and father dead on him, nor widows. As evil persons' rebellion are like unto a swirling wind and wrongdoers' counsel like unto misty urine, him shall rather accept the plea of them who beg toward him each time in clean ones. And as them body are like unto a flying bird, and as them features attractiveness that are silver and gold are perishable in this world, examination will benefit persons who forgot Jah law yet not them gold, and moths shall eat them clothes. And weevils shall totally eat the wheat and the barley fatness, and all shall pass like unto the day that passed yesterday, and like unto a word that proceeded from a mouth don't return. Sinner persons' money also are like unto it, and them beautiful lifestyle are like unto a passing shadow. The sinner persons' money before Jah are like unto a lie clothes. But if kind persons are honored, Jah won't ignore them, to them have been honored while them were nice to poor ones, and them hear justice of sufferers, and a child whose mother and father dead on him Jah won't ignore them, to without neglecting them house children, them honor him while them clothe the naked from the clothes Jah gave them that them might give to the refugee sufferer. Them don't favor loyal persons' judgment, and them don't make a hireling salary lodge. As Jah thing are truth and honor like unto a sword whose mouths were two, them won't do iniquity in them seasons number and in them balance measurement. 26. But poor ones will think again on them beddin', but if wealthy ones don't accept them will be like unto dry wood that have no verdure, and a root won't be fertile from alongside where no moisture are, and the leaf won't be fertile if there are no root. As a leaf serve a flower to be a ornament to fruit, unless the leaf were fertile it won't bear fruit. As men fulfillment are religion, a person without religion have no virtue. If him firmed up religion him worked virtue, and Jah are feeling good by a person who work truth and straight work. And to the person who begged him shall give him plea and him tongue reward, and him won't wrong the true person because him true work that him worked. As Jah are true, and as him have loved the truth thing, him won't justify the sinner person without repentance because the work evil him worked, and as all persons' souls have been seized in him authority because him were who ruled earth and heaven, as him won't favor for the wealthy more than the poor in judgment time, him won't justify him without repentance. 27. Him created heaven brought all the world from not livin' toward livin', and him totally prepared hills and mountains, and him firmed up earth on water, and lest sea be shaken him delineated she by sand, to in him first word Jah have said make light be created. Light were created when this world had been covered in darkness. Jah created all the creation, and him prepared this world, and him firmed up this world by what are due and by money that are straight. Him said, make evening be dark. And again Jah said make light be created. It dawned and there were light, and him elevated the upper water toward heaven. And him stretched it forth like unto a tent, and him firmed it up by a wind, and him placed the lower water within a pit. And him shut the sea lock in sand, and him firmed them up in him authority lest them drown in water, and him placed animals and beasts within she, and him placed within she Watan and Behemoth who were great beasts, and him placed within she the beasts without number, side up and not side up. On the third day Jah created on earth plants, all the roots and woods and fruits that bear forth in each of them kinds, and a welfare wood beautiful to them to sight it up. And him created a welfare wood that were both beautiful to them to sight it up and sweet to them to eat it, and him created grass, and all plants whose seeds are found from within them, to be food to birds and livestocks and beasts. It dusked till it dawned, and on the fourth day him said, make light be created in heaven called cosmos. Jah having created moon and sun and stars, him placed them in heaven called cosmos that them might shine in this world and that them might feed them daylight and night. And after this moon and sun and stars alternated in night and daylight. And on the fifth day Jah created all animals and beasts that live within water and all birds that fly on heaven, all that are sight up and not sight up, all this. And on the sixth day him created livestocks and beasts and others, and having created and prepared all, him created Adam in him example and him appearance. Him gave him all animals and beasts him created that him might reign on them, and again, all animals and beasts and all fishes, and watan and behemoth that are in sea. And him gave him all cows that live in this world and sheeps, the animals not sight up and them that are sight up. And him placed in garden Adam whom him created in him example and him appearance, that him might eat and might cultivate plants and might praise Jah there. And to lest him demolish him command, him have said, on the time when you ate from this herb of fig you will dead death. And him commanded him lest him eat from the herb of fig that bring death, that draw attention to evil and good, that bring death. I mother Heuan were cajoled by a snake misleading and she ate from that herb of fig and gave it to I father Adam. And Adam having eaten from that herb of fig brought death on him children and on him ras self. As him have demolished him command, and as him have eaten from that herb of fig that Jah commanded saying, don't eat from she, Jah vexed on I father Adam and expelled and sent him away from the garden, and him gave him that earth that grow thistle and thorn, that him cursed because him on the time him demolished him command, that him might eat him weariness reward having toiled and labored that him might plow she. And on the time Jah sent him forth toward this land, Adam returned toward complete sadness, and having toiled and labored that him might plow earth, him began to eat in weariness and also in struggles. 28. And after him children lived having abounded, there were from them ones who praise and honor Jah and don't demolish him command. There were prophets who spoke what were done and what will be done henceforth, and from him children there were sinners who speak lies and who wrong persons till the Adam firstborn child Kyle became evil and killed him Breda Abiel. Jah judged judgment on Kyle because him killed him Breda Abiel, and Jah vexed on earth because she drank him blood. And Jah told Kyle, where are thy Breda Abiel? And Kyle in him heart arrogant said, Armimi Breda Abiel keeper. Abiel became a clean man, but Kyle became a sinner man by killing a kind man, him Breda Abiel. Again a kind child Set were birthed tilde Adam birthed 60 children tilde there are kind persons and evil persons from them. And there are kind persons from them tilde and there are persons who were prophets and them who were traitors and sinners. There are blessed persons who were kind persons, who fulfill them father Adam accord and all him told to him child Set, beginning from Adam up till no who are a kind man who kept Jah law. And him sanctioned Jah law to him children tilde him told them, guard, lest them demolish Jah law, and that them might tell to them children like unto them father no told them, and that them might keep Jah law. And them lived while them taught them children, persons birthed after them. But Satan lived when him spoke to them fathers, having lodged in idols that reach to a grave and that have vows on them, and having defeated the persons who told him all right, and when them did all that Satan, who are sin teacher, commanded them. And them lived when them worshipped the idols like unto them order, up till a kind man Abraham who fulfilled Jah accord. To him have lived firmed up in the law beforehand separate from him cousins, and Jah swore a oath with him, having lodged in wind and fire. Jah swore to him that him might give him a land of inheritance and that him might give to him children up till the eternity. And him swore to Yitzhak like unto him that him might give him father Abraham inheritance, and him swore to Jacob that him might give him father Yitzhak inheritance him swore to him like unto Yitzhak. And him separated them children, who were birthed after them from Jacob, from the 12 tribes of Israel, and made them priests and kings him blessed them saying, abound and totally be many many. And him gave them father inheritance, however while him fed them and loved them didn't quit saddening Jah and all. And on the time him destroyed them, at that time them will seek him in worship, and them will return from sin and go toward Jah, to him love them, and Jah shall pardon them. To be nice to all him created, him shall pardon them, and it are because them fathers work that him love them, yet it aren't because them ras selves work. And him stretch forth him right hand in plenty that him might sata a hungry body, and him reveal him I to pardon and that him might multiply grain to food. Him give food to crows' chicks and to beasts that beg him tilde on the time them cried toward him. Him will save Israel children from them enemies' hands who delayed from the time. And them will return toward sin again that them might sadden him, and him will arouse them enemies' peoples in them area on them tilde them will destroy them and kill them and capture them. And again them will shout toward Jah in mourning and sadness, and there are the time when him sent help and saved them by prophets' hands. And there are the time when him saved them by princes' hands, and on the time them saddened Jah them enemies taxed them and captured them. And Doit arose and saved them from the Ilaflan's hands, and again them saddened Jah, and Jah aroused on them peoples who worry them. And there are the time when him saved them by Yofti's hand, and again them forgot Jah who saved them in them tribulation time. As Jah have brought the hardship on them, him will arouse on them enemies who were evil who will firm up tribulation on them and totally capture them. And on the time them were worried by tribulation them were seized and again cried toward him, and him saved them by Jah's one hand, and again them saddened Jah by them hands work. And again him aroused on them peoples who firm up tribulation on them, and them returned and wept and cried toward Jah. And again him saved them from peoples by Samson's hand, and them rested a little from the tribulation. And them arose that them might sadden Jah by them former sin. And again him aroused on them other peoples who worry them, and again them cried and wept toward Jah that him might send help to them, and him saved them from peoples by Barak and Deborah hands. Again them lived a little season while them worshipped Jah, and again them forgot Jah in them former sin and saddened him. And him aroused on them other peoples who worry them, and again him saved them by Yodit hand and having sat again a little season them arose that them might sadden Jah by them sin like unto formerly. And him aroused on them peoples who rule them, and them cried and wept toward Jah to him have struck on him head Abimelech who were a warrior who came that him might fight Yehuda country. And him saved them by the children in the area and by Mattatio hand, and on the time that warrior dead him army fled and were scattered, and Israel children followed and fought them up till Eabuk, and them didn't preserve even one person from them. After this them waited a little and arose that them might sadden Jah, and him aroused on them peoples who rule them, and again them totally cried toward Jah and Jah ignored them crying and them mourning, to them have saddened Jah every time, and to them have demolished him law. And them captured and took them with them priests toward Babylon person's country. And then Israel children who were traitors didn't quit saddening Jah while them worked sin and worshipped idols. Jah vexed that him might destroy them one time in them sin Hama having introduced 10,000 gold in the king box, on the day when it were known, him lodged anger in the king Arthixus reasoning, lest him preserve them children in Far's country beginning from Hindiki and till Ethiopia on the time him told him that him might destroy them. Him did thus, and him wrote a letter where a message were written by the king authority, and him gave him a seal in him hand that him might deliver toward Far's country. Him gave him a seal that him might destroy them on one day when him loved them to destroy them like unto the king commanded, but him commanded that him might introduce them money, the gold and the silver, pour the king box. And on the time Israel children heard this thing them totally cried and wept toward Jah, and them told it to Merdokios, and Merdokios told to Astiae. And Astiae said, Fast, beg, and all Israel children kindreds, cry toward Jah in the place where you are. And Merdokios wore sackcloth and sprinkled dust on him ras self, and Israel children fasted, begged, and entered repentance in the country where them were. And Astiae were totally sad, and Bina queen she wore sackcloth tilde she sprinkled dust and shaved she head, and she didn't anoint perfume like unto Far's queens anoint perfume, and in she deep reasoning she cried and wept toward she father's creator Jah. And because this thing him gave she Bine loved alongside Far's king Arthixus, and she made a kind lunch to she father's creator. And Hama and the king entered toward the lunch that Astiae prepared, and like unto him love that him might do on Merdokios, Jah paid the hardship on that Hama, and them hanged him on a tall wood. The king letter were commanded that them might quit Israel like unto them were in all them accord, and lest them tax them nor rob them nor wrong them nor take them money on them. As Jah shall pardon Israel doing thus on the time them cried enter in repentance, it are that them might love them and honor them in far's country where them lived, yet a king letter were commanded lest them destroy them country nor plunder them livestocks. And on them time them saddened him will arouse on them peoples who worry them at that time them will totally weep and cry that him might send them help to them and that him might save them from people's hand who firm up tribulation on them. 29. And on the time Jibes persons also made Israel children work by making them work bricks in difficulty, and on the time them worried them all the work by kicking mud without straw and heating bricks. And on the time them made them work having appointed chiefs on them who rush workers, them cried toward Jah that him might save them from working all Jibes bricks. At that time him sent to them Aaron and Musi who helped them, to Jah have sent them that them might send forth him kindreds from Pharaoh rulership house, and him saved them from brick work because in him arrogance him refused to adjourn Israel lest them be ruled and sacrificed to Jah in wilderness. Jah have sent them that them might send forth him kindreds Israel from Jibes king Pharaoh rulership house, and them saved them. To Jah neglect arrogant ones, and him drowned Pharaoh in Eritrea sea with him army because him arrogance. And like unto him shall destroy them who didn't work goodly work in all the kingdoms that him I appointed and crowned them, that them who ignore Jah word when them are nobles and kings might fulfill him accord to him, and that them might give persons who serve in goodly thing them wage, and that them might honor him famous name. Jah who rule all said, but if them will straighten up I kingdom, I man will straighten up them kingdom to them. Work goodly work to I, and I man shall work goodly work to you till to keep I law, and I man shall keep you your bodies till to live firmed up in I law, and I man shall live lodge in honesty in you like unto your reasoning. Love I, and I man shall love your welfare till the near toward I, and I man shall heal you. Jah who rule all said, believe in I, and I man shall save you from the tribulation. Don't live side by side as Jah who rule all love straight work, him said, you, approach toward I, and I man shall approach toward you you persons who are sinners and traitors, cleanse your hands from sin, and distance your reasonings from evil. And I man shall distance I anger from you, and I man shall return to you in charity and forgiveness. I man shall distance criminals and enemies who work iniquity from you, like unto I man saved I slave Doit from him enemies who met him, from them much malice, and from Goliath hand who were a warrior, and also from Saul hand who sought that him might kill him, and from him child Abizalem hand who loved that him might take him kingdom. I man shall save persons who keep I law and fulfill I accord like unto him I man shall bequeath them honor, and them shall be feeling good in the present world and yonder in the world that shall come I man shall crown them on all that them might be feeling good. Them shall be one with kings who served Jah and were honored in them beautiful way of life, like unto the prophet Samuel served him in him beautiful way of life beginning from him infancy, whom Jah, him bine law, chose. Him told him that him might tell Eli who were a servant elder, and when him served in Jah lodge in the temple, Samuel work also were merciful and I loved. And on the time him grew when him served in Jah lodge in the temple, him made him to be appointed and anointed, that him might appoint him people and that kings might be anointed by Jah accord. As Jah have loved him that the kindred him chose from Israel children might be appointed, on the time him fulfilled Jah accord who created him gave him the anointing of the kingdom in him hand. And when Saul were in him kingdom Jah told him prophet Samuel, go, and as I man have loved Izzy child Doit who were birthed from Yehuda kin, anoint him. 30. I man hath hated Saul kin, to him have saddened I because him violated I word. And I man neglected him, to him didn't keep I law, and I man won't crown from him kin again. And persons who didn't keep I law and I word and I order like unto him, I man shall destroy a kingdom and I gift from them children up till the eternity. And as them didn't make I famous on the time I man made them famous, I man shall destroy them, yet I man won't again return to lift them up till though I man honor them, as them didn't honor I man won't make them famous. To them didn't do a goodly thing to I on the time I man did a goodly thing to them, and to them didn't forgive I on the time I man forgave them. And as them didn't make I a ruler on the time I man made them rulers on all, as them didn't honor I on the time I man honored them more than all, I man won't make them famous again nor honor them, and to them didn't keep I law. And I man withheld the gift I man gave them, and I man won't return the money I man withheld from them like unto the measure I man vexed and swore. Jah who rule all said thus him said, I man shall honor them who honored I, and love them who loved I. I man shall separate them who didn't honor I nor keep I law from the gift I man gave them. Jah who rule all said, I man love them who loved I, and make famous him who made I famous. Him said, as I man Jah am who rule all, there are none who escape I authority in earth nor heaven. To I man am Jah who kill and who save and who sadden and who forgive. As famousness and honor are I money, I man honor him whom I man loved. To I man am who judge and who revenge and destroy, and I man make wretched him whom I man hated. To I man am who forgive them who love I and call I name every time. To I man am who feed food to the wealthy and to the poor. And I man feed birds and animals, fishes and sea and beasts and flowers, yet I man aren't who feed only man. I man feed crocodiles and whales, gophers and hippos, and badgers. And all that live within water, all that fly on wind, yet I man aren't who feed only man. All this are I money. I man am who feed all that seek I by all that are due and I loved. 31. And the kings don't reign without I accord, and sufferers are by I command, yet them aren't poor without I command, and powerful ones are by I accord, yet them aren't strong without I accord. I man gave bind I loved to Doit and wisdom to Solomon, and I man added eras to Hezekiah. I man diminished Goliath era, and I man gave power to Samson, and again I man weakened him power. And I man saved I slave Doit from Goliath hand who were a warrior. And again I man saved him from the king's Saul hand and from the second warrior who disputed him, and to him have kept I command, and I man saved him from the person's hand who dispute him and fight him. And I man loved him, and I man love all the nobles and the kings who keep I law. As them have made I feeling good, I man shall give them prevailin and power on them enemies. And again that them might inherit them father's land, I man shall give them the cleansed and shinen land of inheritance that I man swore to them fathers. 32. Jah who rule all said, and you the nobles and also the kings, hear I and I word, and keep I command. Lest you sadden I and worship like unto Israel children saddened I and worship different idols, them whom I man kept and saved when I man Jah am them creator. Jah who rule all said, hear I and I word, and all whom my man raised and loved and fed beginnin that them were birthed from them mother and father. And whom I man sent forth toward earth crops, and whom I man fed the fatness found from earth makin like unto our dew, and whom I man gave the grapevine and the oil tree fruit that them didn't plant and the clear water well that them didn't dig. Hear I and I word lest you sadden I like unto Israel children saddened I worship in other idols when I man Jah am them creator. Him told them, who fed them the sheep milk and the honeycomb with the whole wheat, and who clothed them clothes where ornament are, and who gave them all them love. And without it livin that I man deprived them all them begged I. 33. Like unto Doit spoke sayin, Israel children were fed the manna that angels lowered, and again hear I and I word lest you sadden I like unto Israel children saddened I worship in the idols when I man and them creator Jah who fed them sweet manna in wilderness. Him said I man did all this to them that them might worship I by what are due and to true. Jah who rule all said, but them didn't worship I, and I man neglected them them saddened I and lived firmed up in law of idols that weren't I law. And I man shall bring the hardship on them like unto them sin as them have neglected I worship and as them didn't firm up in I counsel and I order, I man neglected them in the sin measure that them worked by them hands, and I man shall lower them toward Chanam in definite judgment that are done in heaven. To them didn't keep I law, and to I man vex on them, and I man shall diminish them era in this world. If thou be a king, art thou a man who shall dead and be demolished, and tomorrow who shall be worms and dust? But today thou boast and are proud like unto a man who won't dead forever. Jah who rule all said, but thou who are sight up buying well today are a man who will dead tomorrow. But if you keep I command and I word, I man shall bequeath thee a honored country with honored kings who did I accord, whose lodging were light and whose crowns were beautiful, and whose thrones were silver and gold, and in whom persons who sit on them adorned, him said. And them shall be feeling good within him country that are a place that approached to persons who worked goodly work. But to persons who work sin, as them didn't keep I law, said Jah who rule all. It aren't due them that them might enter toward that country where honored kings shall enter. 34. Median kingdom shall perish, but Ram kingdom shall totally firm up on Meqabyan kingdom, and Ninui kingdom shall firm up on Fars kingdom. And Ethiopia kingdom shall firm up on Iskandria kingdom as people shall arise, Moab kingdom shall firm up on Amalek kingdom. And Breda shall arise on him Breda, and Jah shall revenge and destroy like unto him spoke that it might perish. Kingdom shall arise on kingdom, and the people on the people and country on country, him said. And arguments shall be done and there shall be formations, famine, plague, earthquake, drought as love have perished from this world, Jah chastisement descended on she. To the day have arrived suddenly when Jah shall come, who frighten like unto lightning that are sight up from east up till west. On the day when him Jah judge judgment, at that time everyone shall receive him hardship like unto him hand weakness and him sin firmness, to him have said I man shall revenge them on the day when him Jah judge judgment and on the day when them feet are hindered, to the day when them are counted to destruction have arrived. At that time Jah shall destroy and him forever persons who won't live firmed up in him law, who work sin. And them who live in the west Ilans and Noba and Hindiki, Saba and Ethiopia and Jibes persons, all persons who live in them. At that time shall know I that I man were Jah who rule earth and heaven, and who give bine I loved and honor, and who save and who kill. I man am who send forth sun, who send it toward its setting, who bring the evil and the good. I man am who bring peoples whom you don't know, who slaughter and eat the money whereby you wearied, your sheeps and your cows flocks. And them shall capture your children while them hammer them before you, and you Sion save them. Because Jah spirit of support didn't lodge in you, as you didn't fear Jah command that you heard, him shall destroy your lavishments and your assignments. But a person in whom Jah spirit of support lodged will know all, like unto Nebuchadnezzar told Daniel saying, Me sight up Jah spirit of support that lodged in thee I. And a person in whom Jah spirit of support lodged will know all, and what were hidden will be revealed to him, and him will know all that were revealed and that were hidden, yet there are nothing hidden from a person in whom Jah spirit of support lodged. But as I are persons who will dead tomorrow, I sins that I hid and work shall be revealed. And like unto them test silver and gold and fire, like unto there are sinners, later on the day of Advent them shall be examined, to them didn't keep Jah command. At that time all peoples and all Israel children works shall be examined. 35. As Jah vex on you because you didn't judge a truth judgment to the child whose mother and father dead on him, woe to you Israel nobles! Woe to you persons who go toward a drinking house morning and evening and get drunk, who are partial in judgment, and who don't hear the widow justice nor the child whose mother and father dead on him, who live in sin and in seducing. Jah told Israel nobles saying thus, Unless you lived firmed up in I command and kept I law and loved what I man love, woe to you, him told them. And I man shall bring destruction and chastisement and tribulation on you, and you will perish like unto what weevils and moth ate, and your tracks and your region won't be found, him told them. And your country will be a wilderness, and all persons who sight she up formerly shall clap them hands till to them shall marvel on she while them said, Weren't this country filled of she plenty and all who love it? Jah made she thus by persons sin who live in she. Them shall say, As she have made she heart proud, and as she have elevated she raz self, and as she have firmed up she collar of reason and up till Jah makes she wretched on earth, and as she shall be a desert by persons arrogance who live in she, and as thorns have grown on she with thistles, woe to she! And she grow weeds and nettles, and she became a wilderness and a desert, and beasts shall live within she. To Jah judgment have firmed up on she, and to she shall receive Jah judgment chalice because she reason in arrogance by persons sin who live in she, and she became frightened to persons who go toward she. 36. Meqabyan persons, don't boast tilde as Jah are there who shall destroy you, Amalyekans, don't firm up your collar of reasoning. To you will be lofty up till heaven and you will descend up till Jannam. On the time Israel formerly entered toward Jib's country and Moab and Midian kingdom him said, don't boast, to it aren't due to pretend on Jah that you might pretend on him. Thou Yismael kindred, slave child, why do thou firm up thy collar of reasoning by what weren't thy money? How about don't thou think that Jah shall judge on thee on the time him arose that it might be judged on earth, on the day when it are judged on thee? Jah who rule all said, at that time thou will receive thy hardship like unto thy handwork. How about why do thou elevate thy reasoning? How about why do thou firm up thy collar of reasoning? And I man shall pretend on thee like unto thou pretended on persons who weren't thy kindreds, to thou do what thou love that thou might work sin, and I man shall neglect thee in the place where them sent thee. Jah who rule all said, and I man shall do thus on thee him said, but if thou work goodly work and if thou love what I man loved, I man also shall hear thee I in all that thou begged. And if thou fulfill I accord to I man shall fulfill thy accord to thee I, and I man shall dispute thy enemies to thee I, and I man shall bless thy children and thy seed to thee I. And I man shall multiply thy sheeps and thy cows flocks to thee I, and if thou lived firmed up in I command and also if thou did what I man love, Jah who rule all said, I man shall bless to thee I all thou seized in thy hand. But if thou don't do I accord, if thou don't live firmed up in I law and I command, all this tribulation that were told formerly shall find thee, to thou didn't endure tribulation firmed up in I command, and to thou didn't live firmed up in I law, and thou seeon escape from I anger that will come on thee every time. And as thou didn't love what I man loved, when I man am who created thee bringin' from not livin' toward livin'. All this were thy money, that thou might kill and heal to do all that thou loved, that thou might work and demolish, that thou might honor and abuse, that thou might elevate and downbase, and as thou have neglected I worship and I praise when I man am who gave thee lordship and also honor alongside persons who are beneath thy authority, thou seeon escape from I anger that will come on thee. And if thou did Jah accord and if thou lived firmed up in him command, him will love thee I that thou might be feeling good with him in him lordship, and that thou might be a partaker with persons who inherited a honored country. To him have said, if them endure I man will bequeath them buying I loved and honor, to I man shall make them feeling good in the temple where prayer are prayed, to Jah who rule all have said, and them shall be I loved and chosen like unto a sacrifice. Don't neglect to do work whereby welfare are done and a goodly thing that you might cross from death toward life. But persons who work goodly work, Jah shall keep them in all him goodly work, that them might be him slaves like unto Eob whom Jah kept from all the tribulation. Jah shall keep them in all goodly work, that them might be him slaves to him like unto Abraham whom him saved on the time him killed the kings, and like unto Musi whom him saved from Kenani one hand and Pharaoh hand, in whom Abraham lived, and who were also disturbing him body evening and morning night and day that them might make him worship idols. But when them took him toward the idols that were them money, him would endure the tribulation while him refused. To Abraham who believed him beginning from him childhood were to Jah him trusted friend, and while him refused him would worship Jah who created him. As him totally loved Jah, him didn't quit worshiping Jah up till him dead, and him didn't depart from him law up till when him dead, and him taught him children that them might keep Jah law. And like unto them father Abraham kept him law, them didn't depart from Jah law till the like unto him told to angels saying, I man have a friend in this world called Abraham children Jacob and Isaac, who are him slaves because whom Jah spoke, didn't depart from Jah law. Jah who were praised alongside them and who rule all said, Abraham are I friend Isaac are I confident, and Jacob are I friend whom I reason and loved. But when him totally loved Israel children, them lived when them continually saddened him, and him lived when him endured them and when him fed them manna in wilderness. Them clothes didn't age, to them have been fed manna that our knowledge injura, and them feet didn't awaken. But them reasonins would distance from Jah every time tilde as them were who work sin beginnin from antiquity, them had no hope to be saved. Them became like unto a crooked bow, yet them didn't become like unto them fathers Yitzhak and Abraham and Jacob who served Jah in them beautiful way of life tilde them would sadden him every time by them idols on the mountains and the hills tilde them would eat on the mountain and at the caves and the trees' roots. Them would slaughter a steer tilde them would sacrifice a sacrifice, and them would be feeling good and them hands work tilde them would eat the rest of the sacrifice tilde them would drink of them sacrifice, and them would play with demons while them sang. And demons would admire all them games and them songs to them, and them would work them drunkenness and adultery without measure, and them would do the robbery and greed that Jah don't love. To Kenyan idols, and to Midyam idols and to Beel, and to Aphlon and Dagon and Seraphion and Artemis who are Eliphli idols. And to all people's idols in them area, them would sacrifice, and all Israel would worship idols like unto peoples worship idols by money that them sight up and heard tilde them would make them games and them songs and them bluster that peoples make. All Israel kindreds do likewise, who say we will worship Jah, without keeping him command and him law that Musi told them in Orit that them might keep Jah law and might distance from worshiping idols. Lest them worship separated idols, apart from them fathers Creator who fed them the honey found from Magah who fed them the plantation grain and sent them forth toward the earth crops, and who fed them the manna. Musi commanded them saying don't worship, to him are them Creator, and to him feed them who loved him, and him won't deprive them who loved him and desired him. But them didn't quit saddening Jah, and them would sadden Jah on the time him made them feeling good. And on the time him saddened them would cry toward him, and him would save them from the tribulation that found them, and them would again be totally feeling good and would live many eras. And at that time them would totally return them heart toward sin that them might sadden Jah like unto formerly, and him would arouse on them peoples in them area that them might destroy them, and them would worry and tax them. And again them would totally return and cry toward them Creator Jah. And him would forgive them tilde or because them fathers, no, Yitzhak and Abraham and Jacob, who served Jah in them beautiful way of life again and from antiquity, to whom him firmed up him oath, yet it aren't because them ras selves work that him forgive them. And him loved persons who kept him law lovin' that them might multiply them children like unto heaven stars and sea sand. But on the time dead ones arose that them have like unto sea sand, them are sinner persons souls that will separate from Israel children and enter toward Chanam. As Jah have told Abraham, sight up toward heaven at night and count heaven stars as it were thou could count, likewise as him have told him, thy children and righteous ones shall shine in heaven like unto heaven stars, them are like unto stars that shine in heaven, but what them have are kind persons souls birthed from Israel. And again as him have told him, overstand toward the river edge and the sea, and sight up what are amidst the sand tilde count as it were thou could count, and thy sinner children are likewise, who will descend toward Chanam on the time dead ones arose, them are sinner persons souls. And Abraham believed in Jah tilde because this thing it were counted to him by in truth tilde him found him morale in this world, and after him wife Sora aged she birthed a child called Yitzhak. To him have believed that persons who worked goodly work shall arise and go toward the kingdom of heaven that live firmed up forever, and again him shall find a kingdom in heaven. But to him have believed that persons who work sin shall go toward Chanam that live firmed up forever on the time dead ones arose, but that righteous ones who worked goodly work shall reign with him forever. But to him have believed that it shall be judged forever to true without falsehood on persons who work sin, to him shall find life kingdom in heaven. Make glory and praise enter to Jah to true without falsehood, and the first book that speak the Meqabyans thing were filled and fulfilled.